Welcome, Internet, to the Play Some Video Games podcast. It's your boy, Dad Ninja Deb. Joined as always by Donnie, Eat the Hype Reese, Delvin, who I've been harassing all week, just because I'm going to harass Delvin all week regardless.
That is also true.
Yeah. And back for the very first time in a long time, Haley, the Platinum Princess herself. How are you?
Not as stressed as I was, and, you know, much happier.
That's good.
So.
That's good. We're happy to hear that because we'd like you to be happy. So
yes,
and safe.
And moving out.
Yeah. I did move out.
I'm so proud of you. Going back to our DLC talk all those years ago, this is the first step in a big life change for you. So proud of you.
It was. Yeah. All right, TLDR for people who probably
Oh, God, here we go.
No, I'm not getting too much into it. I'm just going, home became unsafe, so I moved in with my best friend. So,
yes.
Beautiful.
For anyone wondering. So
long overdue.
Yeah.
So, I was telling Haley this on our DLC, like, feels like 5 years ago. I don't know how long. How long ago was it we were doing that shit?
I think it was 5 years.
Was it that long ago?
Might have been.
She's telling me all this shit, and I was like, Haley, you need to leave. It's like you were too old to be dealing with any of this nonsense. It's time to get out and get your life on, your life going. You know?
Yeah. So, actually, it's just me in the apartment right now, actually, because my best friend travels for work. We work for the same company. They're on the travel team. I am not. So, I stay here and take care of the animals. So
the Lakers.
Yeah, she's brawny.
Sure.
She's brawny.
Yes.
But yeah. Doing better now. So
that's great.
Excellent. Well, we can just keep on rolling with you. You been playing anything, Haley? Now that you're in a new space, have you had a moment to get into anything at all?
Getting back into things. I haven't played a lot, obviously. This week is the first time I've played video games in about a month.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
I didn't have the console here. I've been staying here until
Honestly, I thought that'd be the only thing you'd take. I figured you'd leave clothes before you left your console.
No, it was. I brought the laptop and some clothes.
Death fan.
And then, no, that fan is not coming with me. That fan, I gotta get a new one. That fan. Is
wow, wow! Haley's turned over a whole new leaf.
Yeah.
I played a little bit this week. I started with Sifu. I was in like a combat type mood, so I started with that, and I got really frustrated. I kept dying, so I deleted it. I downloaded Far Cry 6 because I never finished it. Started that up today. Didn't remember what the fuck I was doing, so I just went and played Borderlands Game of the Year edition because
I can understand that.
I want to replay all of them before Borderlands 4 comes out in September. So
6 did add like a lot of stuff to the equation.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like one I wouldn't want to pick up like right in the middle. Like I'd just start it over again and be like, all right.
Well, I probably will start it over.
Let's just get back to the basics.
So, yeah.
That jetpack was the shit though.
Yeah. Danny Trejo.
Played
the chorizo? Chorizo!
Yes.
Apparently, I can't say that 5's better because I will get chastised.
Well, it is. Just know you're on the right side of history.
It is better.
No. I mean, better. Boomer is better every day of the week.
Hey, cheeseburgers where it's at though.
Again,
so you guys
better.
Are talking about
They're all better.
Like just side companions. That doesn't.
I'm talking about the world. I'm talking about the story. I'm talking about the enemies. I'm talking about all of it. It's all better.
Absolutely not.
It just is.
It's not.
Well,
it's
not. It is the best-selling iteration of the entire franchise by a healthy margin.
I don't give a flying fuck if it's the best-selling. This shit's not better.
A lot of people apparently agreed with me.
Doesn't mean it's better.
It does.
I like Danny. Danny's amazing.
Danny is oh my god, way better.
Danny, who doesn't like Danny Trejo?
Can you put?
No, not Danny Trejo.
Oh, you mean Danny Rojas?
the fact that they
it's
actually speak, she sings along when the radio comes on, like all of that type of shit is so much more immersive.
I mean, it's hard not to like an actual character better than Rook.
Yeah.
You know, Rook was just a silent protagonist. So
yeah, the enemies are even way more interesting than just a bunch of fucking hillbillies running around. Like,
no, I like the cult shit.
Far Cry 6 does fucking awful.
I need Far Cry to let me just kill more cults.
You didn't need to do what you did with the
especially like alt-right cults. Like I could use another Far Cry 5 right about now.
Yeah,
like that'd be really good.
You're not wrong.
I'd rather kill a dictator, but that's just me.
Well,
why not both?
Kill this dictator.
Why not both?
Yeah. I'm not going to say what I want to say because that might
say
get
it.
us arrested. Might get us arrested.
We told you don't get to not say the things, Delvin.
Far Cry, January 6th edition. Let's do it, Ubisoft.
Kill a tech billionaire.
Oh yeah. That assassination attempt wouldn't have missed. I'm just saying, if it was Far Cry, I don't miss.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Would have got rid of him real quick. Anyways, moving on. Delvin, do you have any Florida man stories? What have you been up to? I see you're in an arcade.
Yeah, he's got a new backdrop.
Yeah, I'm in my living room.
He
where
just
the arcade and the fun is at.
Just burning the energy bill.
Yeah, I figured I'll just turn on the background so y'all can see Space Safe playing in the background.
He just thought he was going to get away with that soft flex and like nobody would say anything.
You should podcast from here all the time.
Right, like how has it taken 7 years for you to do this?
Because I don't know if y'all heard that, because every 5 minutes my son keeps opening and closing the goddamn door. It's like for no reason whatsoever.
Also, again, how much is your energy bill with all of that?
It's time to turn the change the locks.
Nah, not much.
Like you're either in or out.
Yeah, I'm about to lock his goddamn room door. But yeah, I got
as he's in the chat talking about not my fault.
Got the space station in the background.
Right.
Got the good times picture in the background. Got my picture of the legend Billy D. Williams autograph.
So much better than that like gold frame. I don't even know what that was.
These are
Simba
real posters. This is great. This is what it should be, even though we can't see half of them. This is much better.
Yeah.
Hold on. You don't need to announce to the entire internet that you're using.
Why the hell is he using the bathroom on his goddamn phone?
He can't miss the show. I get it.
Oh, I'm not watching.
I understand.
No, I can miss a little bit.
Our show is that good.
Delvin Jr.
That's why Rob 3K was posting his whole new audio setup that he put into his PC just so he could listen to us better.
Oh, that's amazing.
I get it. This man spent $600 for us to listen to us more.
Wow.
I get it.
He's committed.
I get it. I get it.
Rob 3 Stacks. I got
That's
you.
it. It is Rob 3 Stacks. That's the new name.
Yeah, see? Came up with it.
Man's buying like $15,000 grills and shit.
Yeah.
We need to like get adopted by Rob 3 Stacks.
Yeah, Rob 3 Stacks.
Hey, Rob 3 Stacks, can I have like a half a stack? Like,
yeah.
I mean, he's got a bunch of kids, so we could probably just sneak in and he wouldn't even notice.
Probably wouldn't.
Just saying.
That's hilarious. I actually do that, Ren. Scream so loud that we hear you from the bathroom through your dad's microphone.
Don't do that.
That's incredible.
Don't do that.
Just as loud as you can, say Far Cry 5 is better than 6.
Oh, you motherfucker.
I don't think he likes any of the Far Cries.
He was saying some shit about Far Cry Classic, and I was like, that's wrong. That is the wrongest of wrong.
His video game opinions have no place on this show.
Dude, facts? Because we're going to get into it. My son has been saying some outlandish shit. We're about to talk about some.
I think that's a thing with kids, like
some jackisms. He hit me with that's some old head glaze, is what he told me earlier.
What?
You guys want to tell me what the fuck that's supposed to mean? That's old head glaze, is what I was told.
I had a girlfriend back. Never mind.
That's the only thing that I know. That's that reference I understand.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, glazing is just basically like,
I get it. No, I get it. It's just some dumb skibbity shit. Yeah.
Don't say skibbity. Don't fucking do that. Don't do that.
Old head glaze is crazy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We're gonna talk about it.
So nothing on your end, just running up your light bill. Does awesome.
I played. I'm still playing it. I'm playing. Like a Dragon. What is it called? I can't remember the name of it. The new one.
Hawaii,
Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
Yes.
Wind Waker.
Yeah, Like a Dragon, Wind Waker.
I get it. The Waker edition.
Yeah.
Facts.
I like it. It's great.
Did you know?
Surprise.
You did not know this. You're on the wrong podcast.
Which one of us? All of
You.
us?
No, you.
I am?
Yeah.
What podcast should I be on?
The Player One podcast.
Why would I want to be on that?
Because I listened to them this week, and they're playing all the same games that you're playing.
Oh.
They're talking about Bloom and Rage. They're talking about Yakuza Hawaii, whatever, 5-0, Midnight Life. That's all they're doing is they're talking about all the games you're playing. They did not like Bloom and Rage half as much as you did.
I haven't even started it yet.
They said it was. I was going to ask you about it in the Discord, and I didn't forget. I was in the hospital, so. But they were saying that they didn't. They thought it seemed like the pacing was slow in episode 1. They're like, there's no driving force. They're like, I kind of get what it's hinting at, but they're not explicitly telling us. And he's like, and that's just kind of like bumming me out. Like, it's like he felt like it sounded like it was a little meandering a bit. I
wouldn't say that, but I get what they're trying to say, what they're saying about that. But it's more like, no, you're like the first portion of the game. You're a teenager.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. It was interesting hearing both sides.
Yeah.
Right. You're over on this side and you're telling me like, I think I'm picking up and I think this is going to pay off down the road. They're over here going, it's going to pay off down the road, but there's not enough here now that I'm wondering if I'm going to make it. They're like, can you give me a little something to get me there? That's
I guess it's just different taste, but
Sure, of course. That's
and
every podcast, right?
On the flip side of that, the other not Don't Nod, because it's not Don't Nod now. So what's the other ones? Like the other Life is Strange games, like True Colors.
Oh,
I couldn't get into. Yeah, the Deck 9 games I couldn't get into because of a similar reason.
True Colors is my least favorite of any one of these games.
Yeah, once they were like, "Hey, go talk to the lady who's losing her memory and all that."
I feel like True Colors didn't pick up until like the second half of episode 4. That's when they were like, and let's start with the story. It's like, what?
Yeah, that's how I felt. I got to like episode.
Like it takes so long for that game to do anything.
I got to episode 3. I'm like, all right, I'm out. I can't do this. I can't.
I get it.
This.
I get it. Just don't ever hear Rebecca. Don't let Rebecca hear you say that. She loves that game.
Yeah, this doesn't feel like that.
She did not like my opinion on that game at all, but it is by far and away, actually, I think by a healthy margin, is my least favorite of these sorts of things.
I can see why.
I mean, my least favorite is Life is Strange 2 because that shit's off the hook in like 30 seconds. But
I loved Life is Strange 2. It might be I think it's my third favorite.
Literally, it jumps the shark like 30 seconds in.
It might be fourth.
Sometimes you got to jump a shark.
What's the Xbox one that we don't count, but we do count?
Oh.
Tell me why.
I like Tell Me Why a lot.
Tell Me Why is good. I like that one.
The puzzles the gameplay and Tell Me Why, I think, are the best.
I see why.
It's like the Wind Waker of Life is Strange games. Like the gameplay is the best of all of them.
I can see
so
why.
Tell Me Why has fun gameplay, but man, do I have issues with that story, especially as a trans person.
I was gonna say that.
I'm not a trans person, so I can't speak to
I
that.
can see why some people wouldn't like it, but
I mean, so not to get
two was just hampered. I seriously believe that 2 was held back by its long release period and like delayed of episodes. Like if you had just been able to play that thing straight through, I think it would resonate a little better. It's a very heavy-handed. That's like my biggest complaint about 2. It's extremely on the nose, like too much so.
I mean, literally, like the first episode is Racism Simulator 101.
Yeah, the whole thing is just that. But I do enjoy. There are moments and characters in that game that are like some of my favorites in the entire legacy.
Like the characters are fine. It's just how many times are you gonna play? Like, it's so heavy-handed with the racism card.
Delvin Jr., you picked the worst one.
I told him that.
You legit picked the worst possible
Like,
one to choose.
No, straight up, play the first one. Play Life is Strange 1. It's so good.
Yeah, it is.
But also, like, what I was saying about 2 is, like, the characters are great, but straight up, if they play the racism card, like, 19 times in episode 1, and then they still keep playing it, like, every episode. And it's like...
The way I'm feeling this year, I don't want to play no games about racism right now. We are fucking living it. Like, I'm like, man, I don't want to hear that shit right now.
I don't mind it as a plot device, but it's just too corny about it. It's so stereotypically bad.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, what are you gonna do here, you little banner? It's like, God, get the fuck. Nope. This, you know, it's a bit much.
Yeah, or like
it's a bit much.
Straight up like straight overreaction from the top to a kid.
Sean bringing heat.
Blood.
Say you talking about PSVG?
Thanks, Sean. Good to see you too.
Anyway, Bloom and Rage.
I'm enjoying it.
I'm glad you are. I look forward to playing it one day.
I thought we were talking about the pirate game in Hawaii. What happened?
It's good. Samoa Joe's in it.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, and I'm excited to like beat the shit out of Samoa Joe.
You're about to get that ass whooped.
Oh, I definitely am. He's one of the few people I've seen leave WWE and like doing like really like better than he was when he was doing that when he was there. He's like in movies and shit. He's in video games. He's in like that Twisted Metal
hang
show.
on. You know I'm not going to let that slide and like not push back on that at all. You are correct. He's in Twisted Metal and Yakuza. But here's the thing. One, nobody knows that he is. You're informing every one of our listeners that he's doing this. No. You and your AEW cronies know. Nobody else knows. Also, in ring, the wrestling Kip definitely not better than he was before. He was in the ring squaring off mic promos with Brock Lesnar. And over at AEW, he's a Ring of Honor champion on some Saturday night channel that nobody has.
He was the world champion. He wasn't Ring of Honor champion. He was the AEW champion.
Okay.
He actually
What the fuck does any of that mean?
Correct.
He beat MJF for the belt. He was the AEW champion for like 4 months.
Correct, Haley. He was a transitional champ.
A good one. A damn good
in AEW. Which is like
champion.
A decent US run in WWE.
Nah, not even.
I'm telling you, he was in the ring with Brock and like AJ Styles. And now he's in the ring with MJF. So
and won no belts.
And in the ring with MJF. So
won no belts there. 0.
Just saying.
I
don't think the unequivocal better than ever before is valid here, sir.
If you weren't in TV shows and movies before, and you are now,
dude, just because you're in a TV show doesn't make it good.
And you were a champion, that's kind of better. That's kind of better. And you're making pretty much the same money.
Tell that to the Hardys. Tell that to everybody in TNA.
Well, the Hardys are like 80 years old.
Tell that to anybody. Like it's a different. I'm telling you that it's a scale.
Yeah.
It's not equal. Belts aren't equal.
Belts don't have to be equal. But if I was not on TV before and I'm on TV shows now,
shit, I don't think he's on TV now. He gets more TV time on TV shows than he does AEW.
He's on AEW all the time. Only reason why he left was he was doing Twisted Metal, which has season 2, which is apparently really good.
I can't wait. I love that show was great.
I'm gonna let you have it.
That show is really popular.
Really popular.
Which surprises me.
It's really popular.
Doesn't mean it's good though.
No. Even if it wasn't, it's really popular. I'm pretty certain it's not really popular.
Yes, it's popular. It's
popular amongst like people that tweet about video games is not really popular. Well, Game of Thrones is really popular.
That's way vastly different.
You have to say things correctly. You sound like D-Life right now.
No,
you're like everybody's streaming games. Like everybody's streaming games.
I'm not letting you do
or
that.
like half of your friends are streaming games.
Compare Twisted Metal to one of the most popular shows in history.
You said it was really popular.
Really popular is not one of the popular shows in history.
Am I off base here?
There's a difference.
No,
that's the point I'm trying to make. There is a difference.
I love you, but no. Donnie,
really popular does not mean one of the popular shows in history.
It was incredibly popular on Peacock. It was
Okay, that's like being the Ring of Honor champion in AEW.
But
Nobody fucking watches Peacock.
Yeah, they do actually. But
Thank you, Dev.
I'm not even gonna get into this.
Thank you, Dev.
None of this fucking matters. Anyways, we're talking about the games that Delvin was playing. He's liking the damn pirate game. And
Yes,
apparently
because-
he's on the wrong fucking podcast.
yes.
So I'm glad that you're liking it.
Now I'm going to call Player One podcast. Player One, you need a new host?
They do.
I bring nothing to the table.
I bring nothing to the table.
I will
he
come
says.
there, maybe 5-10 minutes later,
Whoa!
say nothing. I'm not coming there. I'll come in a couple other chicks.
Wow. They're definitely not taking you now.
Well, they might.
Take that.
Yeah. No Diddy.
So is it a Delvin
Oh.
7 or is it a 6? Is it an 8? Where are we at on the Delvin scale?
I'm still not sure yet. I'm still getting the feel for it.
Okay.
But you know, I love all the Yakuza games. I can't call them Yakuza anymore. They're like a dragon, so I gotta call them like a dragon now.
I mean, you can still
Isn't
call
it
them
still
Yakuza,
Yakuza?
because
Isn't it
Yakuza 0 to
Yakuza?
6.
Like a
No,
dragon?
it's
Okay.
straight up
Pirate
they
in
changed
Hawaii?
the name.
Dragon now.
Huh? Mm.
They changed the
They got
name
rid
to
of
like
that.
of the
Yeah.
actual Yakuza. They're like
With
probably should call
7,
it
it
that name.
became like a dragon for the whole
Yeah.
series. But Yakuza, like,
I'm looking up this Twisted Metal thing, just because I'm interested.
Yeah.
And I just want to point out that at least when you Google it, I'm not going to click into all 20 of these things. That apparently the way that they're reporting its popularity is in minutes, which I don't think supports your conversation, Delvin. Every one of these goes, Twisted Metal was viewed for 400 million minutes,
I think
which,
that's how they do all the streaming stuff.
Yep.
well,
That is-
when you, but then, so I'm ahead of you. When you then go, most viewed shows 2024, none of the other shows, they talk about it like everybody else talks about ratings. Viewers, households, total number of people, not minutes. So
Okay.
I'm not saying it's not. I just don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. If you tell me, if you can prove me that I'm wrong, I'm happy for that. Maybe
Is
I'm
it
way off base.
popular?
Maybe it's like the 10th most watched show in the world. I don't know. I don't watch TV. You might be right. But I looked at the most popular shows in 2024, and I'm looking at a list of 25 of them. Guess what's not on the list?
Probably anything that anybody here actually watches. Right
Oh, there's a shit on here that none of I don't know that I'm sure you guys don't know.
Hold on. I want to send me this list. I want to see if there's something on it I want.
One of them on here is
I watched
Senna,
one.
which I did watch. It's a TV show on Netflix about an F1 racer.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Apparently, it had 50 million people watch it.
Is that John Cena's show?
There's La Palma, Squid Game 2,
Squid
The
Game I
Accident,
watched.
The Empress, White Lotus, The Walking Dead, Yellowstone, Dead to Me. None of these are Twisted Metal.
Yeah. it's Still,
My only point wasn't to say that nobody watched it. I don't think it's a flop. I think it was a success for Peacock.
yeah.
My only point was that I don't think that means really popular. That's it.
Twisted Metal also came out in 2023, not 2024.
Oh, let me back it up. Let's see here. Ooh, this is Nielsen data.
Ooh, Nielsen. There's where you really want to go for TV stuff.
Absolutely not.
Really?
Well,
No.
All right, hang on.
This is not the goddamn 80s.
All right, so this has a top 75 that Twisted Metal was also not on. So that would put it behind Let's Make a Deal, We Are Family, Hannity, SmackDown, of course, Bachelor in Paradise, Ghost UK, What Would You Do, Next Level Chef. Right, this is the point I'm making.
what the fuck is Next Level Chef?
The Floor, Quantum Leap, Big Brother, Deal or No Deal.
I like how all this came from me just saying it's really popular. Didn't quantify it, just says it's really popular.
Just saying.
It's popular enough to get a second season. It's got a high rating on IMDb.
I'm rooting for it.
It's very,
Rooting for
very
it.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
But there's
Rooting
so
for it.
much fucking shows on television and all these
Facts.
different streaming services that nobody can watch half it. Half the things that I enjoy get canceled,
get canceled
after the
in
second
one
damn season.
Star Wars shows have got
Because there's
canceled.
too much.
Reacher is so
There's
good.
too many
Watch
things.
Reacher.
It's because there's too much.
Yeah.
Too many things. There's too many things. They all compete with each other. That's facts.
Yeah. Way too much stuff. And a lot
That's
of it's
facts.
not good.
Hey, Reacher's good. You should watch Reacher.
I know Grub is talking all about that for like a month.
I love
That's
that
a
show
very
so
large
much.
man.
He is so large.
Like I saw this Twitter thing talking about him. They're like, the whole point of this show is that this man solves all his problems by being larger than everyone else.
Yep.
That's literally how he solves every problem. He's just bigger than everybody else and beats the shit out. I'm like, okay. I can get
Also,
behind
my favorite part is like, dude is so like watching that man go from Friday Night Lights to this. Dude is so jacked.
Is
I don't
Roger
know.
like a delay?
No
I've
idea
never
what y'all are
watched it.
talking about. I have no idea what y'all are talking about at all.
He also
Yeah.
played Aquaman on Smallville.
It's a show.
so
It was a movie, and I guess it's a show. And
It was
Apparently
a book,
people like
if I remember
it.
correct. It was a book.
it is a book
movie?
series that was turned into a movie with Tom Cruise, and the movie's flopped, and now it's a TV show with Alan Rickman.
Yes.
there you go.
I forgot all of that already.
Yeah, that's
Anyways,
the thing. I'm
moving
no
along.
one to argue with you. I think I'm going to be that person that like watches Twisted Metal like 10 years from now and talks to you all about how great it was.
And I'm gonna be like, what the hell are you talking about? Twisted Metal? That was a show? Because I'm not gonna remember any of that.
But the reason that I pointed on it is it did sound a little like I run into this, I think, weekly with Daniel in the Xbox room. Is he says something about how something is super popular. I'm like, is it?
Oh,
but is
yeah.
it super popular? Like, you've got to the adjectives. We're real loose with adjectives these days.
well, that's
We have to
because-
pick the correct adjectives
don't
for
know
the
if you know
factual comment.
I don't know if you know this. Daniel's a compulsive liar. This is vastly different.
It's like the Steam Deck stuff. We'll talk about later.
That is not extremely popular.
We're not going to be talking about anything later if we don't get through the rest of this shit. Donnie, you playing anything?
Not really.
He's dying.
Okay.
I'm playing a bunch of stuff. I'm playing, but none of the stuff nobody wants to hear about. I'm playing my
laying
GameCube.
down.
I'm playing my Wii and shit.
Dr. told me you need to back your
we
anatomy.
don't want to hear about that. How is your back feeling today?
Yes.
It's still I'm in a back brace at the moment, and I'm in a lumbar support because it's ginger, like it's gingerly. Like I can't like at the moment I can't like bend down and pick anything up. Like I don't have a whole lot of mobility at the moment. I'm not in as much pain because I'm on steroids. I'm on steroids and muscle relaxers and pain relievers. So I'm in good mood. Like I'm generally in good spirits, but
Brock Lesnar.
but limited on the amount of movement that I have. But far better than I was on Monday and yesterday, which is a big move forward.
See,
So I'm off work for the week. I was told to rest. So Melissa told me the steroids would keep me up all night. And I was like, well, that's why I have the pain relaxers or the muscle relaxers. They'll put me to sleep. I was up all night. I could not sleep at all. She was 100% right. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen tonight. And if it does, I may have to take like some sleeping meds, which is why I pulled out the drink, because that can't happen again. I had fun last night, but generally speaking, for the whole, like, you need to rest and like chill out, I don't think I did a very good job of that today.
No.
Like I was on my,
I can move a little bit. I'm gonna do some things.
I was on my feet a little bit, like maybe too much. So I need to like try and take it easy tomorrow.
so what
like
kind
I
of
said
steroids did they give
last
you? The
night or
pills?
in the Discord.
They gave me the shot.
Last down.
Oh yeah, so you did like the shot in the ass? See,
Yeah, they gave me the shot. It wasn't just, it was that and something else, like a cortisol shot or something. Like they gave me the double shot, which made me feel better in about 15 minutes. Like, like I was like, wow, like I can stand up again.
Did you feel like a wrestler from the 80s?
For a minute, I was like, oh shit, take the shot. Like Varsity Blues, take the shot. Wendell, take the shot.
At a varsity
me up,
blues
brother.
moment.
But yeah, that definitely got me up and going. I mean, it was bad, guys. I've never experienced something like that before. I'm not sure if you guys have. It seems like everybody I talk to that's older than me, like everybody seems to have gone through this maybe at some point.
No, not yet.
No,
I sat-
ain't there yet.
I sat down for a meeting, and I was in the chair. It was about a 45-minute meeting, and I was here at home on the webcam, and I could feel my back in the chair. I was like, oh, that's not, something didn't feel right. Like it wasn't like painful, but like it was tightening and stiff. It felt constricted. and I went to get up out of the chair, and I just yelled out like a yelp. Like it hurt so bad to extend. And then once I did that, for the rest of that day, like I couldn't bend forward, like at all. Not like all the way down, like 2 degrees. I could not bend my pelvis forward. I couldn't put on pants. Like I couldn't drive. I couldn't sit down. Like I couldn't, like it was just, I couldn't, like the pain was, the pain, like barring like being stabbed, the pain was like right below that. Like I was like, I was scared for, I'm gonna admit to you guys, I was scared for a moment. I was like, am I gonna need surgery or something?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes. Delvin has been stabbed. This is PSVG lore.
Yeah. I've been stabbed.
I mean, I've also stabbed myself unintentionally, but like
Jesus, Haley.
No.
Hey, I am the one prone to injuries at work. Okay, like it's a known quantity.
That's a good question, Daniel. No, nothing happened, man. Like I think maybe perhaps I drove a lot on Sunday, so I think maybe that was like the precursor.
He aged. That's what happened.
He's old. That's what it is. It's just we're old.
Dude, the doctor was like, they did, x-rays and all that. And the doctor was, there's a funny Louis C.K. bit where he talks about he has this shitty ankle. And he's like, the doctor's just like, this is you and your shitty ankle. That's essentially what the doctor exactly said to me. He's like, your back's just worn out. I was like, what? He's like, you just have, it's like a degenerative spinal stenosis or whatever. He was like, essentially he was like, your back is worn down, your discs are worn down. He's like, this is something you're going to have to manage going forward. He's like, the pain you're feeling is you have a bone spur that's pressing into your nerve. He's like, that's why you can't move without intense pain. He's like, so we're going to give you the steroid and the whatever to lower the inflammation. He's like, you take a rest. He's like, so your disc can settle and get that bone spur off your nerve. He's like, and you'll feel better. He's like, but moving forward, he's like, you need to do exercises. You need to not lift like heavy things, like bend down and do all that stuff. And he's like, if it doesn't get better, then he's like, you're gonna have to be on like weekly physical therapy and stuff.
DDP
and then,
yoga, brother.
And if it gets way worse, he's like, you may need like spinal surgery. So, but
all these years, it was Bell blowing out Donnie's back.
Oh, also, Sean is feeling feisty tonight, I see.
Yes. DDP yoga.
I saw something about him with Dolph Lundgren. Not Dolph Lundgren. What's his name? Lex Luger. Actually being able to walk again.
Yeah.
The DDP yoga. I saw that the other day.
Maybe I do. Maybe I need to get over to the studio, start getting some stuff in. But yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better. I was just imagining you in the ER or urgent care, just pissed, just trying to figure out how can I get out of here.
You know what made it worse that I really didn't talk about is that Melissa and Victoria apparently at church ate some pizza that had them both vomiting around the clock.
Oh
no.
Monday night and Tuesday. So Melissa took me to the doctor because I was like, I can't move. Like when I tell you I was scared, I was like, I'm like legit scared something's like really, I can't move. Mm-hmm. And so she's like sick as can be too. So we both check in. And she goes to her side and I go to my side and I get all my side done. And she's over there with everybody that's sick and it's everybody. Yeah. And it took hours. Like by the time we left, the shots had worn off. Like I was like, back is hurting again. Like I need like a round two. Like,
oh no. Because
they had to put her on IVs and everything because she couldn't hold down food. They're feeling a little bit better today. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty crazy there for a moment. Ooh. Damn. Uh-oh.
You're back. I mean, your thing froze, but you didn't go anywhere.
I just got about 10 prompts that was like, do you want to leave the site? Do you want to leave the site? Do you want to leave? Like over and over again.
That ain't nothing with us.
I pressed nothing. It's like, what the hell just happened? Thanks, Ren. Like, I'm sure that's the funny thing is I talked to several people. My boss was like, yeah, I had this happen to me once. I talked to one of my coordinators. He goes, dude, I remember this one time. He was like, when I was about 32, he's like, I went to Twist and something happened. And he's like, and I all I could do was lay on the floor. He said I had to lay there for 4 hours until my wife got home. I was like, so this is like a thing apparently. Almost like a rite of passage some people go through because I'm finding a lot of people that have some shared experiences.
I just thought about the King of the Hill episode where he suffers from diminished glute syndrome and he's basically sitting on his back.
Correct. Yep. I mean, like literally, like we had to lay the seat down in the car and everything because like I couldn't sit I could not sit in a chair.
Wow. Well,
that nerve pain is something else, you know. I feel like it's about to break or something. Like it's very painful. But yeah, all's well that ends well. Mostly, I will do my stretches and hopefully I don't have time to do physical therapy every damn day. So hopefully the stretches take care of it.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I'm not trying to drive all the way over there to do that shit every day.
DDP yoga.
The stretches will be like, we fixed the glitch.
We fixed the glitch.
It'll take
Like I said, I got lumbar pillows for all the cars, for the office, for the desks. You know,
Takes gout.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Sean, I gotta be real with you. Gout is not an old person thing.
Nope, it sure is
It's
not.
not an old person thing, sir.
Is it very popular?
I got.
I would like to take a minute to do since we didn't get a Florida man story. I want to talk to you guys about some of the stuff Jack's been saying.
I thought he was going to say for a second. I thought he was going to say, I want to talk to you about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
I was going to walk off the podcast. We're done for the day.
So since I've been like essentially laid up and resting, I've been catching up on some television. Apparently I'm missing out on the really popular Twisted Metal show, which I should try. But I've watched some basketball documentaries. There's one on Netflix about the Olympic gold medal. I'm not sure if you guys saw that, the Strive for Gold.
I saw
and
that.
That's got my son saying some outlandish shit. He swears to me that this past dream team, this redeemed team, would have beaten the dream team. And I'm trying to impress on him the outlandishness of that.
Did you watch that documentary since you mentioned that?
He hasn't. I have. But I mean, I watched like the dream teams, I think, is basically what got me, what turned me into a basketball fan. I imagine a lot of people my age are probably that same way. You know, that was like all the craze when I was a kid.
I think it's on Disney Plus about the college team that beat the college
player that beat the dream team.
That was the other one that I watched. I watched that this weekend as well.
It's not a race thing, Sean. It's just not an old people thing.
Yeah.
Anybody.
I'm not seeing these Sean quotes.
You're not seeing anything? We're seeing them all.
Oh,
he left.
Oh boy.
I mean, the stream is still going, so
he's here somehow.
A good thing.
Well, Eli, stop lying.
Well, I can't tell you what Donnie's son said or what was going on with that or anything, but
I think it was Sean Capri. Sean Capri says it's a race thing, and you like Donnie like, fuck this, I'm out. That's what happened.
Swear to me.
But yeah, Carrie. Oh shit! What happened here?
I have no idea what happened. I went to click on the chat. Are we still live or no?
Yeah, we're still live.
It says live and recording.
Live and recording.
Never went nowhere.
I clicked on the chat, the private. I was going to hit the private chat and then the stream chat. And when I did that, it logged me out.
Wow.
They must be doing maintenance or something.
What's weird is that it stayed up. I don't know if it stayed up.
Yeah, we were still in.
I'm not.
It's supposed to do that.
Kind of logged in.
Oh. Yeah, and now it's back. Now I did it, and it's back. But yeah, anyway, the Redeem Team comments. He's like, nobody can guard KD, and I'm like, Larry Bird would have this man crying his eyes out on the bench.
Everybody can guard KD,
and he was like, Larry Bird. He's like his back and everything. I was like, you're right. He also put up like 29 on Germany that year with the bad back and everything. Like, so I'm sure if he had to, I'm sure he could gut one out. But I was just like, I was like, I don't know how to give him the awareness that I feel like he needs to appreciate the tour de force that was Michael Jordan.
He's not going to be able to.
I'm like, you don't get it. He's like, LeBron. I'm like, that's great. LeBron's a great basketball player. There is a divide between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. And guess what? LeBron James will tell you that. Yes. Like, everybody knows that. I was like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. I was like, what is that front court doing against the Dream Team?
Nothing.
He was like, Chris Mullin? I was like, Chris Mullin would own these fucking kids. Are you crazy?
This is what you
Chris Mullin was a bad dude.
You go to a thrift store and buy a VHS player. I'm quite sure they're everywhere at thrift stores. Then you go buy a bunch of those NBA tapes, like Michael
Dunk
Jordan, Come
comps.
Fly With Me, the dunk contest, the one for the
Dunk
Dream
comp.
Team, and you tell him to sit down and watch every one of them
It's
fucking
not gonna
tapes
matter.
until
It's
he
not gonna
learns.
matter.
That's what he
Doesn't
told.
matter.
He called it. He said, this is just some old head glaze. He was like, what will? He was like, who's gonna guard LeBron? I was like, Malone, Barkley, like Pippen, name one of five. Magic, lots of people.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, who's guarding Michael Jordan?
Absolutely nobody.
Ant?
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
Nobody's guarding MJ. Nobody's guarding Larry Bird either. To be
He was like,
perfectly
who's
honest.
guarding? He goes, who's guarding Steph? I'm like, anyone?
Yeah, all of them. The whole Dream Team could guard Steph.
I was like, Jordan will make sure he doesn't get a shot off if he needs to. Like, I don't, maybe it is some old person shit, but like, there's not a doubt in my mind that like you.
It's not necessarily old person shit. It's just that we've seen both. Like they
Yeah.
haven't seen that, and they don't understand the level of competitiveness that the NBA used to have. Where all of these players now, they're nowhere near like as competitively driven. As,
They didn't play defense and shit like that.
Yeah, like Bird, Magic, and MJ alone. Them dudes were trying to kill you. They didn't want to play together. They wanted to beat each other. Like it was none of that.
I'm just thinking.
let's buddy up,
I'm
let's
thinking
get together.
Bam and AD and Embiid against Mullen and Ewing and Malone and Barkley. It's like, this is
People
not
with
fair.
actual post game.
Yeah, this is not fair at all. Because LeBron is a big man for the Olympic team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He plays power forward. He's like, who's guarding LeBron? I was like, what's LeBron doing against Charles Barkley at all?
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
I just went and casually looked at this roster again. The worst player on this roster is Christian Laettner.
I was say Christian Laettner.
Yeah, and he
That
was
is
like
so-
he was the
He's the
token
one.
addition. He didn't need to be there anyway.
He was the one. Like, he is the one crack. Everybody else, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Larry Bird, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Clyde Drexler, Karl Malone.
Clyde
guarding
Drexler. Clyde
yes.
Drexler, 60-year-old ass out here just smooth moving everybody.
Yes. John Stockton, Chris Mullin, Charles Barkley, Magic Johnson. These are literally the best players in NBA history.
Dude,
just together.
David Robinson in the post against anybody from this era? Come on. Come on.
It's not fair.
No contest. No
Patrick
contest.
No
Ewing
contest.
on the
That's all.
bench.
And at the end of the day, even if it's close, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate trump card. It's Michael Jordan. He's right there. Like, you just get an angry, motivated Michael Jordan.
I don't think the Dream
not
Team.
They beat everybody by 80 playing around. Imagine if there was a team that was like legit talking shit, like trying to actually
He's
be
not
competitive.
alone. Who are these people?
My son doesn't know anything about sports at all.
That whole
Yeah,
we
they-
beat the Redeem
Kelsey
Team
Jr.
shit, or we beat the Dream Team, that was a while. I can't believe that felt like Grant Hill was like, I want to make a documentary about me. Like I was like, are we talk? I was like, are we talking about practice? Like, like where we were talking about scrimmage and some bullshit.
Look here.
The funny thing is, if you listen to them talk about that stuff like on podcasts, they were like, it was a total fluke. We shouldn't have beat them. They just were not.
Of course.
focused.
But you see the footage. They're not even like, they're like standing around. Like it literally,
Yeah.
it doesn't even look like it looks like a walkthrough.
Yeah.
Like nobody's playing defense. Nobody's moving. Everybody's just standing there. The
It's
kids
like-
make some shots. And like, we made a whole documentary about this.
Yes, it's like the Make-A-Wish Network. Like, you're gonna let these kids beat us like John
least I-
Cena. Yeah.
I do love that. And Jack was there. He saw it. I love the next day these guys came in and fuck it, put them on them.
Avoid them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, you think you something? Absolutely.
Yeah, let's turn it up a little
Let's
bit.
beat you by
And
50.
yeah, that's right. I tried to tell him, I was like, Larry Bird. Here's the funny part. This is the part you laugh. So Jack is going on and on. It's like a 30-minute thing because that Drive for Gold or whatever it's called on Netflix. It's like 8 episodes and it's pretty long in the tooth. I'm not sure if you guys watch it. Like it's a bit padded out, a bit much. So I keep telling him through episode 1 and 2, he's still going on about this KD thing. I'm like, dude, KD is a great shot maker, one of the greats. I was like, you have to realize that Katie and Steph are a tier below Michael Jordan, Larry Bird. like they are up here. These guys are down here. No offense, they're all great, but there are levels to this. And I was like, I'm telling you, the smack talk and the one-on-one shit that Bird would do to Kevin Durant, he would be in so much in Durant's head. I don't think Durant would sit up. He would get out. He would leave.
Larry Bird played an entire game using just his left hand because he was like, I'm saving the right hand for the Lakers, and had like 30 points that game just using his left hand.
He's a bad dude.
People do not understand how ridiculously good Larry Bird was.
I keep telling him, I'm like, he's soft. You don't get it. He's soft. He couldn't handle Larry. And then in like episode 3, Kevin Durant breaks down crying on the documentary.
Yeah, that's how that works.
I was like, dude, I fucking told you. He's like, I'm looking up there, and then all these people here for basketball. He just starts bawling. I'm like, and this is the man that's going to stop Larry Bird. Not a chance.
Hey, Smoking Joe.
That man talks so much
Stop.
trash. Larry Bird talks so much trash.
He did.
In fact, all of it.
Yeah. Tell you what was happening while it was
He's
happening.
gonna tell you exactly what he was gonna do to you, and then do it, and you
And then
couldn't
do it.
stop it. And it would be the most slow, awkward-looking thing you ever imagined, and somehow it always worked. Like Larry Bird is a bad man.
Haley's
He does
yawning.
not get the credit he deserves.
This is how
I'm interested in the Stockton Curry matchup. What do you think about that?
I think Stockton
Curry's
is
better. But
Curry's better.
Stockton's tough.
Stockton is tough, and he has the mental.
Yes.
Like he's not gonna get rattled. You can trash talk Stockton all day. It's not gonna bother him at all. He's gonna do all the little intangible things to just try to get Steph out.
He's
of
still
his
going to
rhythm.
drive. He's still going to dribble all the way under the basket and run in circles, come all the way back out. He's still doing all that shit he's always done. He did that to everybody in the league.
Yeah, but it's not gonna work because you got to think about who you have down low. They're just gonna hit him.
They're just too big. That's what I was telling Jack. I mean, that is my basketball fan opinion is that the dream team, they're just bigger.
Yeah.
They're too big. There's too much size. We saw America struggle with international team size, and they're not nearly as there's just too much meat. There's too much beef down there. And they played harder. They play with elbows and hips and shit. They're gonna put people on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He was like, "What do you do about Kevin Durant?" I was like, "Patrick Ewing's gonna take care of Kevin Durant. Trust." It's going to be handled pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? He's only going to be shooting threes for the rest of the series.
Yeah.
He won't be in the paint at all.
Not even a little bit. In fact, we're just gonna put David Robinson on because he can probably guard Katie without a problem, and we can still have Ewing in the post.
Yeah.
We can put Barkley on him. Barkley will just just manhandle him.
Just body him. Too much. Anyway, we've talked too much. We got Haley yawning. I'm sure the chat's
Hold
dying.
on. I'm not yawning because of your basketball.
You're yawning.
I'm
You're yawning. I get it.
because I've been awake
I get it.
since 3 a.m.
No, this is good. You are a representation of our actual listeners. They're just like hitting that skip button. They're just sitting there, skip forward, skip forward, skip forward, skip
Except-
forward.
Yeah,
Except Smoking
Delvin
Joe
Jr. is
is-
like, who are these people?
Old head
John
plays.
Sounds like this isn't hockey. I don't know what they're talking
Smoking
about.
Joe was out
Yeah.
here getting a boner because we said Larry Bird.
Larry Bird?
Right?
Excited. Larry Bird. Ooh. Lakers.
Celtics.
Celtics.
Didn't know we'd be talking about Smoking Joseph.
Yeah.
I told you he's feisty tonight.
Oh, in that gold, the strive for gold, there are some outlandish comments from the Canadian team. It's worth watching it for that alone. Dylan Brooks is like, we're not going to be intimidated by anybody. We're as good as everybody. It's like, are you?
Not
I
really.
don't have
You
that-
and RJ Barrett, they're talking shit, like mad shit. RJ Barrett's like, we got this. I'm like, you?
I mean, I probably would.
Do
too
you,
if I was
RJ
in the
Barrett?
third league. I would be talking trash too because the NBA is so soft.
Yeah.
I mean, Dylan Brooks is considered like an enforcer. Dylan
Like-
Brooks.
I
Really?
know. I
No
made
one
that. I
named
made that
Dylan
comment to
scares me.
Jack. I was like, this man is out here as an Olympian because they think he's something.
Dylan. Fuck out of here, Dylan.
Yeah, for real.
I
You're-
think
you're
John
Canadian
Stockton would-
Dylan Brooks. Like, get out of here.
Stockton would lock up Dylan Brooks like by himself.
Absolutely.
Stockton would punch Dylan Brooks. Get out of my face. What's wrong with you?
But it's crazy the smack talk that Team Canada's doing, and except for SGA. SGA is keeping. He's like, hey man, we're gonna do our best and try to compete and everything. But everybody else, like Wiggins, was like, come on, okay, Wiggins, like maybe not you. Maybe you shouldn't be out here like talking shit.
Yeah, no.
You should watch that episode alone.
Jeez.
So
Maybe they all are Canadian.
Dylan Brooks in y'all's heads. And who's Olympian
Wow.
Dylan Brooks?
F Canada.
Yeah. Damn, Joe.
Yeah.
Wow, you mixed up Steve Nash and John Stockton.
Close enough.
Jesus Christ.
I get it. I get it.
That's just sad.
For a casual fan, I get it.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves, Steve Nash, John Stockton, same guy.
The
Same player.
white guy who won
Yeah.
the slam dunk
Just
contest a
white
couple
guy.
weeks
Yeah.
ago.
He's a good basketball
What's the
player.
other
He's a
white guy the
guy.
Lakers have? One of the 9 that they have. What's the other one they like? The rookie?
Connect or whatever. his name is.
Connect, Nash, Stockton.
Yeah.
Come on, it's the same thing. Same difference. Jeremy Lin,
You know,
Yeah.
just throw him in there too. They're white.
guy.
It's a different kind of white, but they're white. Throw
damn,
Lin in there
Lin
too.
there?
Yeah, throw Lin in there too.
How white we talking? Pale?
Wow.
Speaking of white, I was playing NBA 2K3 today on GameCube, and I felt the pain. I felt the struggle.
3.
I felt the struggle for the first time, Delvin and Devin. I just wanted to say that I hear you and I understand your plight. I tried to create a player, and there's only one shade of white in the game. There's 10 shades of brown and black, and there's only one skin color. And guess what? It's afro, buzz cut, or cornrows. There's no white hair. There's zero representation.
Yep. Welcome
I
to
could
our
not
life.
make Delonte West.
Yeah.
Delonte West out here looking crazy
Yeah.
in 2K3.
How could you not make Delonte West?
Well, it didn't quite have
There's that many
the.
shades of brown, and you can give him cornrows or an afro.
I gave him the fro. But the red is like super red. It's like Ronald McDonald red.
Yes.
You know, like yeah. like the creative character wasn't very
On
good.
what system? On the Wii?
GameCube.
GameCube. That says it all.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that to my GameCube.
I'm
Did you see my GameCube?
Looks great.
You showed it to us, yeah.
Good.
Did I? Did I show it to you?
Didn't you? You showed it. You panned over last week and showed us all your little Nintendo
No,
stuff.
no.
No,
So you didn't
no.
see the GameCube.
Oh, I don't need to see it. I don't need to see it. You know it.
The see-through purple is nice.
That's what I did last night when I couldn't sleep. I reshelled the GameCube.
Looks great.
It's now atomic purple, and today my Wind Waker GameCube faceplate came in. So now the top jewel is Wind Waker instead of GameCube. It's all customized stuff. It's pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's pretty smoking.
I like the atomic purple, but everything else about this I hate.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I did post it on Blue Sky.
I fucking hate Blue Sky too.
Well, guess what? I
Hey,
hate fucking
hey,
whatever that other thing
I
is
hate
called these
fucking
days.
Twitter. Fuck that
Everybody
Twitter.
does.
Still
Jesus
have an
Christ, what a
account on
nightmare.
Twitter. Get rid of it.
Absolutely not. I'm not running away. Standing my fucking ground. I'm not running.
It's literally Nazi Playground 101 at this point.
For you.
I don't even know. I don't even care about
That's
that.
not my feed.
I opened the Shaq thing just to post a question, and it is just nonsense of ads and things people have never followed. Like, what has happened to this place?
Yeah.
None of this caters to that account or any of our history. Like, it's none of the stuff that account's for. It's like Fox News and current events and like Rogaine pills. I'm like, what is happening? Why is this like the worst part of YouTube now? Like, what is happening over here? So
I mean Twitter, not YouTube.
no, yeah, but the ads and everything look like that. That's what it looks like.
It does.
It's a mess. It's a damn mess. It's disgusting.
Works for me. Gets
I
me all the
deleted
news
my
I need.
account. So
What a disaster. That talk about a downfall. I used to love that app. I'm gonna go do it now. I'm gonna open it up right now. Open it up. Go to Nintendo Shack.
oh
Go
boy.
home. My first thing is crazy clips. The second thing is a dog chewing on. And now there's a person cutting a teddy bear's head off. Oh, I've got the Elon Hitler thing. That's the third one. The fourth one is How I Met Your Mother, and this guy skating with this girl. None of this has anything to do with the Nintendo Shack account or any of the follows that we've ever done. None of this is video game related, specific. Here's an ad. It's the dress from a few years ago. The next one is the yellow or the blue dress. Like, it's fucking nonsense. Like this, there's not one video game post on this entire homepage. Oh, the Pentagon. Here's what's going on at the Pentagon now. This is crazy to me.
Oh,
it's
what's
like
he done at the Pentagon now?
I'm not even gonna give that any thought. Okay, I'm like 15 slides down. Nintendo everything. Nintendo Switch 2 dock. It's 15 posts down. That's my just opened it up and looked at it. What a disaster.
It's unfortunate.
What an absolute disaster.
It's all black Twitter and basketball, like the things that I actually pay attention.
Maybe it's because you're still using it, and maybe it's because I'm not.
Possibly.
But it's just a mess. So very happy to have Blue Sky.
My Blue Sky feed is exactly what I want it to be, which is nice.
It's pretty self-explanatory, right? And you follow things you like, friends. Yep. It's nice.
Yep.
That's how my Twitter feed works. What about you, Delvin?
No, Twitter feed is a shit show.
Thank you, Delvin.
It's a complete
Thanks,
shit show.
Delvin.
How many things do you follow on Twitter?
I don't know.
Everything
I
racist.
I blocked a lot of people. And I block a lot of stuff. Like,
how many dick pics did y'all get on Twitter? Because I got way too many.
I've never gotten a single.
Yeah, that's never happened.
Yeah, well, welcome to being a woman on the internet. Welcome to being a woman on the internet.
Welcome to being a woman anywhere. Yeah. Y'all got it bad.
I will say, just for anybody out there listening, is every week I do post for questions and interactions on X for our shows. I still have been doing that. They have dwindled over the months.
I can tell you why.
A lot.
Motherfuckers are leaving X.
So I'm thinking, I'm wondering how long do I keep asking? Like, if people don't respond, I'm going to stop asking.
There's no point in putting it on Twitter because everybody has decided they're going to run away. So there's no need to do that.
Correct.
Well, I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to do that because there might still be people like you. There might be a long-standing person that's like, I'm here.
There's nobody giving us questions on Twitter. They either give them to you on Blue Sky or they put them on the Discord. We're not getting.
I think
Twitter.
we got one today.
We're not getting none, almost.
Well, we get more when you post.
Yeah.
Not many,
to your friends.
We get more dumb shit when he posts it.
That still counts.
Hey, there's still questions, just so we're clear.
They
might be about fucking which basketball is good to use during sex.
Who's using basketball? Right. That's a good idea, though.
I mean, you got that knee problem. You put that down, get it underneath the knee, roll it out.
I regret even speaking. I am
good
sorry.
Basketball with a lot of grip on it. Yeah. Can't buy the cheap basketball. You gotta go out. You gotta get a good one.
That's true. Leather or nothing.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
Y'all have fun with that.
All right, we ready to actually do this show?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Probably.
In honor of let's see here, in honor of Haley, let's pick one of these.
Hey Donnie, what is in the news this week on PSVG?
Thank you, Gohan. We kick off our news block like we kick off all of our news blocks for the past 2.5 years, with more layoffs and closures. This week, Warner Bros., the illustrious video game company, has confirmed reports that Wonder Woman has been canceled and that they are closing 3 of their studios: Player First Games, Warner Bros. San Diego, and the legendary Monolith Productions. They're calling the move a strategic change in direction. We've had to make some difficult decisions to structure our development studios and investments around building the best games possible with our key franchises, which they list: Harry Potter, Quidditch Champions, Mortal Kombat, DC, so Gotham Knights, right? That illustrious game, and Game of Thrones. Now, I'm being facetious. They did have that Harry Potter game, and it was a big hit.
Yeah.
But they also had Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights, and those weren't.
No.
And yeah. So for those of you maybe unaware, Monolith Productions has been around for 30 years. And they have their namesake next to games like Blood, Condemned, the Fear franchise, Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War, Gotham Imposters, Middle Earth Guardians of Middle Earth. That was a cool little MOBA thing they did on console. Alien versus Predator. They did the Matrix Online. This is one of the fucking gems in their gauntlet over there at WB. This is a big deal, them closing this.
Yeah.
And before I give it over to opinion, Shadow of Mordor's brilliant Nemesis system that was once thought to revolutionize, the industry and bring lots of games. That system is patented by Warner Bros. Through 2036.
Yep.
So they've completely shut down the studio that made it, and we will get nothing like it until after that patent ceases, unless.
Well, to be fair, I mean, not to give WB credit because they don't fucking deserve any for any of this, but like any WB studio that wants to use that system could, but they'd have to develop.
But they won't. I'm sure they won't unless they can live service it in some fucking way.
Yeah.
So the games that are impacted by this, as we mentioned, the other ones, WB San Diego was a mobile dev, to the best of my knowledge. Like nobody knows. I don't think they released anything. Nobody cares.
Yeah, I don't think so.
The other one was Multiverses, which came with its own fucking problems that I lay at the feet of Warner Bros. Which is like I'm angry about this. I'm angry about this because I'm tired of this happening.
Yeah.
Like I'm just tired of it. It's just hand over fist, one after the other. Part of me, I think unfairly, because I do love Monolith, and I love those Lord of the Rings games that they've done, and I love Fear, and I love Condemned.
Shadow of Mordor were so good.
So I'm somewhat biased here because I do like Monolith. Now, before I say what I'm about to say, Monolith hadn't shipped a game in almost a decade.
Yeah.
That part.
The question is that Warner Bros. Fault or Monolith's fault? Probably both, but who decided to throw loot boxes in Shadow of War?
WB.
Who decided to fucking live service and multiplayer Batman games that nobody wanted? And quit it shame. Like, who's made all of these decisions that led to this? It feels like, to me, that perhaps Monolith is paying the price for some really bad fucking decisions with their Batman studios. And the thing that I'm angry about more than anything, in addition, not more than anything, because I'm getting tired of needing an MBA to understand fucking video games at a AAA level anymore. Like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of hearing about corporate earnings and margins and all of this nonsense and bullshit. What I would like this industry to get back to is somebody to be like, we're going to make a really cool fucking video game that's fun to play, and we're going to sell it to you, and you're going to buy it. And that's the end of it.
Yeah.
You'd think after the loot boxes in, 2017? Shadow of War?
Yeah, Shadow of War was
2017.
2017.
Shadow of Mordor was a Game of the Year contender and won Game of the Year awards. And they kind of, I won't say ruined it because I won't go that far, but they significantly dampened the impact of that game getting a sequel with their microtransaction bullshit. Yeah. And you would have thought that after that experiment that the industry would have taken notice and turned away from that. And that has been the opposite of what happened. Since 2017, this has like become exclusively the way AAA games are made. Like they all have some microtransaction live service bullshit in them. Like that is the industry now. It's just nobody wants to craft a video game and make a story and have cutscenes and a plot and a concept. No. We just want to drop a bunch of people onto a map and sell you a bunch of costumes and shiny shit. And even better, we'll get AI to make the shiny shit to sell you, so we don't even have to pay for that anymore. That feels like more often than not the operation that's going on at this level. And so I hate that more than anything. But I really hate in all of this that in their little statement that they made, nobody is owning up to the mistakes that they made at a management level by pushing these concepts, nor have they said they're not going to do that. Like there's no commitment that they're not going to do that. Multiverses was a good game. Like it played well, it had great characters, like it was a good game. That they fucked up all of its whole monetization model was just fucked. Just sell the game. Yeah. Just make a game and sell the game and let that be end of it.
I
But
said that when it came out.
more and more at the AAA level, that just cannot. That I don't understand why that can't happen. Why is it that nobody can just make the game, sell the customers the game, and then make another game? Like, to me, it doesn't feel hard, but also maybe I just don't get it. Like, there's got to be something that I just don't understand. Like, just do what Warhammer did. Just make a good game and sell it to people.
We are the vocal minority.
Oh, that's for sure.
Everybody complaining about microtransactions and everything in games, but the problem is the people still buy them. They still roll with them. And the whole idea of play the game, make the good game, and we'll buy that and move on, that's not happening anymore. People are just stuck playing the same games. They don't have the desire to go out and play the AAA story-based game until the next one comes out. They're just like, I'm going to play Warzone. I'm going to play Fortnite. Yeah. So unfortunately, the industry has kind of killed itself by creating these life games where you just sit there and play forever, and it's got its hooks in enough of the gaming, enough gamers to where it can.
So make them smaller. Make them smaller.
Why would they do that?
No, stop spending $400 million to make, the next Shadow of War or the next Wonder Woman. Stop doing that. Make them smaller and sell them appropriately. Adjust to the market.
So then everybody can complain about, this game isn't long enough and not worth my $70, even though I'm not going to buy it anyway. They don't sell.
You got to rip off that Band-Aid somehow. And I wonder if the companies would start speaking to that and be like, hey, these games aren't selling what they used to because everybody's playing Fortnite. So this is the best way we can do that. If that was messaged correctly, maybe that would be landing different.
Yeah.
Nobody seemed to care with Warhammer.
Don't give a shit.
That's the problem. That's the problem. The problem isn't the games. The problem isn't the length of the game. That's not the problem. Right. The problem is the undying march towards endless profits. That's not realistic. That's not attainable. Yes. It's not a thing. That's the thing, is that people are parking their money in a video game like it's a stock market. Yeah. Like we're treating it like that's not what this is. These people need to go park your money somewhere else. Go find some other go get into crypto or something. Go do something else. Quit doing this. I'm sorry, but it's hard not to have sat here and done this podcast for the last 3 years and not feel the way that I'm feeling. Like, I'm just getting tired. Like, it's not everybody. And Nintendo's doing a pretty good job of holding the line. PlayStation's still doing their thing. It's not everybody, but damn if it doesn't feel like we are just on one giant endless march towards corporate slop. Yeah. Just conveyor belt slop one after the other. The best thing that's happening right now is in the indie space.
And even investor money is drying up in the indie space too.
Or they're buying them out.
Yeah, I follow a bunch of indie devs on Blue Sky, and they're all talking about how the money's dried up, and it's hell there too. So
yeah, we've lost 100,000 jobs or some crazy. This is ridiculous. It's insane.
Yeah.
And Monolith, how do you not get a game out? And since I know that the Lord of the Rings had its old rights thing and everything, but after Shadow of War, even with its troubles, how do you not follow? How was there not a Shadow of War 2 right there when Next Gen launched? 4 years later, 2020, 2021, ready to go.
The ending set up for it, but
how do you not do that? That's easy money. Don't loot box it. We're coming back to basics. Shadow Lord of the Rings game. Everybody loves it. Everybody profits. But
probably because they were like, how do we microtransaction this to make us more money? And then they went ahead and said, you know what? Instead of doing that, we're just going to go ahead and piecemeal the IP out to all these people, and you guys go work on Wonder Woman.
The thing that pisses me off about this more than anything is all other things. They didn't mention Gotham Knights or Suicide Squad or Multiverses or why those games failed.
Yeah.
They don't want to address that. They're like, nah, we're just going to do more Batman. But are you going to do the good Batman? Or are you going to do the bad Batman? Because that's really what it sounds like to me, is that we're going to get Harry Potter and Batman.
If the next Batman game is bad, Rocksteady's dead. And at this point, Rocksteady's ship of Theseus anyways, so.
Is that them or is it Montreal? Who's doing the next Batman game?
It would be Rocksteady
Rocksteady.
because that's
Yeah,
who
they're
James
working
Gunn
on a
has been
single
talking
player
with.
Batman game right
Yes.
now.
Okay, good.
But we won't
Hopefully-
see that for what, 7 years probably?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be a while.
probably like.
Very
So what's
good.
Montreal doing?
Montreal's a support studio now. They're not even like a main studio anymore.
For who? TT?
No, Montreal supports like all of WB's studio.
Just anybody.
And that's straight
Okay.
from Jason Schreier, by the way. So
He said that Lego has a new game coming, so
Yeah,
they're
next
up
year.
next. And I wonder if it's a Batman game.
no, rumor is Harry Potter.
That makes sense. Harry Potter was
Yeah, it'll
Pretty
be
popular.
The rumor is that the next Lego game will be what the Skywalker saga was, but Harry Potter.
but Quidditch was kind of a failure too, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but that was like not a
No
native
budget game.
WB studio. It was far
Sure.
better.
No, I get it. But again, my
Yeah.
point that I'm making is even with their popular franchise, they're like, we're going to refocus on Harry Potter and Batman. I'm like, yeah, but you're fucking it up.
Yeah.
We can't trust you to do this correctly. Your recent history of you fucking these things up.
Yeah.
So,
There's also the rumor of the Hogwarts Legacy director's cut or whatever that is.
yeah, I think that's 100% happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, any other thoughts? You guys want to weigh in any opinions? Sorry, I didn't
Yeah,
mean to talk over it so much, but I'm just kind of tired of all of this.
We kind of got into it in the Discord, but fuck David Zaslav. I know he wasn't in charge, but fuck him. The other David's gone, so fuck you.
Okay.
That's what I
Kelvin?
have to say there.
Anything?
I just think it's disappointing. I think it's disappointing. I think it's sad. I think it's frustrating. Me being a fan of these type of games, and I always tout single player, and the fact that, frankly speaking, Nintendo is doing what people want with it, and it shows with Nintendo sales.
Yep.
So I hate hearing the conversation that these things can't be done. Then we see Nintendo do it over and over again. I get it. These companies are now chasing after profits more.
Hey, to your point, I don't mean to interrupt you, but when you talk about profitability, Nintendo's making more. Their margins are super high because they're not making $400 million video games.
Yes.
They're making Kirby.
Yeah.
And Kirby's selling, and the shit would run on a 3DS, and it's selling 10 million copies. Like, it can be done.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not telling you everybody to make a Kirby game, but, like, why can't you make a lower budget Lord of the Rings game that sells?
Yeah, just
Or a
scale it
lower budget Wonder Woman
Million
game that
dollar?
sells? That wasn't them, to be fair.
Yeah, like even the conversation about multiverses. We had this conversation. I think about it.
Dude, Monolith hasn't done anything for, like, 8 years. So,
They're
yeah,
working on
I would
Wonder
have
Woman.
taken 3 or 4 cracks at a Gollum something from them.
But they've been working on Wonder Woman. Like that's
And apparently they rebooted it 3 or 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, even
And
like
WB Montreal on something else in the DC universe.
I would have never thought that I would be saying Nickelodeon Brawl 2 was a better idea than Multiverse.
If you had just
Yeah,
did multiverses, put the roster together, had a single player mode, and sold it for $40,
It would have
You've
done
done
very
it.
well.
you've done it.
And you could have sold character packs.
You
Like
never
Nickelodeon
had to
Brawl did.
do all of this, like, we're out, and then we're going to take it away, and then we're going to come back. Like, that was nonsense. Again, it's this endless pursuit to, we need the arcade machine. We need a reason to make people keep pumping money into a service, into it. Like, this is crazy. Stop this. And it's crazy because, Dev, you are right. We all know that you're right. It's not just a you thing. We all know that the industry is being dominated by live service games.
Yes.
But it's a few live service games, and nobody else is making it. But yet the rest of the industry seems hell-bent at killing itself trying to make one. And it's like, at some point, be different.
Yeah. That's just annoying. Like when you
Adjust.
Like when you're playing games like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, you don't want to be inundated with all that. These fucking, hey, want to buy this? Want to buy that?
No.
Hey, buy those. I'm like, come on, man. Let me just play the fucking game. I've given you $70. Why didn't I give you $200 more?
Until these companies are privately, like they're private companies and they're not
Until
dealing
they
with
fail.
investors, it's not going to happen.
Until they
Like,
fail and
until you
rebuild.
until you have Larian more studios like Larian who are private and can make what they want to make, this is what we're going to keep having. It's just this endless cycle of trying to chase profit. And if this thing is the thing that's making all the money, how do we get a piece of that?
But if there's no money going out for those things, if the people like Larry are having a harder time finding investment, because the people at the top are just constantly, all the money is just going into how do we make more of these?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's this, I don't know, self-existential crisis cycle of fucking development right now.
You also have to think about the fact that like the newer generation of gamers, because we're aging out. Eventually, you know, we're not.
Well,
gonna,
Jack doesn't believe this, but I've talked about this with Jack earlier today, and he kept saying that all of his friends say story games are boring.
Exactly.
Story games are boring, bro. Nobody wants to play them.
Yep. I deal with that all the time. I deal with that, like all the 20 to 25-year-olds that I work with. None of them want to play the story related stuff at all. They're just looking for what can I play with my friends, what's free to play, what can I jump on. And I mean, they game, but they don't want to play God of War. They don't want to play Breath of the Wild.
Do they pay at all?
They'll pay like $20 for a game, but for the most part, it's like, let's get on Helldivers. Let's get on whatever this weird Counter-Strike type game is. Like, that's what that age group is playing, if they're playing anything at all. That's what they're looking at. They're looking at, how can I just play with my friends? I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money. Let me play some little fun game. Let me play Fortnite.
Yep. My buddy at work that I've brought up a few times, Mike, he does iRacing, and he did Helldivers, and he just kind of hops to whatever his friend group is playing, and it's all multiplayer. It's just competitive multiplayer. It's all they really do.
Yep.
But we see the sales numbers. We see Spider-Man sell 22 million copies. We see Mario Bros. Wonder sell 20. Like there's still there are people like there is a significant portion of people like us that are happy to spend $70 on one of those games. Like that's a lucrative market. You sell a game, you sell 10 million copies of a game at $70 a piece. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, like it doesn't have to go away. It just has to be adjusted for the market size.
Problem is, once you have one of those games that doesn't hit, how much does that affect your studio?
You have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself against risk. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm interested to see where this comes out. But like when I saw Intergalactic and I heard them talk about it, I mean, it seems like they're trying to make, I want to say, dare I say, a smaller game. That's what that looked like to me. That's like the signal I was getting is like, this is a smaller joint from Naughty Dog. I don't think Intergalactic's going to be some 40-hour game. You know?
Well,
I didn't get that vibe at all.
I didn't get that vibe
You didn't
at all.
either? Oh, maybe I'm just way off.
Druckmann has stated he is following Elden Ring vibes.
So then maybe it's going to be a lot longer than I think.
Whoa.
Like maybe it's further away than I thought.
Yeah.
My vibe was that they were trying to make a more condensed something, especially after their canceled project, to get something out sooner.
No, this is...
I was thinking it's going to be like their Assassin's Creed Mirage type thing.
No.
Nah, you don't get that vibe at all.
I'm just way off then.
This is there.
I think it's set like in one place, so you're not going all over the world, but it's one world that you're set in. But it looked like it's like big. It looks like you're chasing down a bunch of leads and trying to figure out what happened to this crew and eventually get back off this planet. But it definitely didn't look like it was going to be anything that's like a 10, 15-hour game. It looked like it was going to be 30 to 40 hours.
Okay. Well, never mind then. I'm just off then. Well,
I mean, I could be wrong. That's just the vibe that I got.
At least we have Nintendo.
It's the vibe I got as well. Hold on a second.
I just thought I only saw the Game Awards thing, and it made me feel like it was somewhat more linear than the stuff that they've done previously. But that's reading a lot from like a minute. So
I mean, was Last of Us and Uncharted? I mean, they're pretty linear. They're just long linear, and that's the kind of vibe that I got. Like it's an open space, but still linear, is like you're just moving from one story beat to the next.
Okay. Well, bad example then. So we have Nintendo and Space Marine. That's our only hope. Jesus Christ. It's very depressing. It's very depressing as a longtime fan, but you're right. We are aging out, but at least we're paying. Like you'd think these people that are chasing profits would come after those of us willing to plop down money. Because guess what I'm not willing to do? I'm not willing to pay $70 for a live service game that asks me for extra money. That's just never going to happen. Like, I'm out at that point. So, sorry.
I'm also buying way less games than I ever have, which is also an interesting thing.
I mean, that'll be me as well, but I just want to have more money. Now I have rent.
And that doesn't help the industry. That's not a good thing.
It's not even a money thing. It's just like
sure, it's a desire. Like, yeah,
it's
right. And that doesn't help the industry. Like, that doesn't help the industry. It's like, I'm buying less games. Like, that's not good. Like, that's not a good solution for them as they're trying to make up margins. Like, you know, having a market. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you just made games, like if Multiverses was just a game that they just sold, people would have bought it. And that's the end of it. And then you make another one. And then, like, I don't know, man. It just really doesn't seem like it. It doesn't seem like it should be this hard. You know? Now, I also want to preface, not everything is that. Like, we have Mafia, right? We have Dying Light. Like, there are games still being made. It's just fewer and fewer, man. Just fewer and fewer.
Yeah, I think it's also they just take longer. I feel like they're just way more complex than they've ever been. And to really, like, you can make a Warhammer, but, like, is it going to do what you want it to do? Like you said, they gotta figure out a way to, like, actually entice people to play the smaller games, but the marketing budget and everything to actually get people to even pay attention is because there are, even though we're buying less games, it just seems like there's so many games out. How do you get people to come play?
Ghost.
You get a Ghost.
You get Ghost. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I for a long time I thought Game Pass was the solution to this problem.
I promise I love cats.
And I've given up on that idea. I don't think that's it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I really don't. I don't know what it is. But you know what? What I would like to say is, for all the 4 and 5 failed live service projects that these companies have done for 7 years, if they just made regular games, maybe they wouldn't be sitting here closing studios and shit. Yeah. Instead of greenlighting 12 live service programs, you end up canceling them all. If those had just been games, maybe your margins would be better.
Yeah.
You know, if you didn't fuck up Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad and everything else, maybe you wouldn't be closing down Monolith. You're like, that
Suicide Squad trailer originally looked like it was going to be dope as fuck. Like it was going to be a dope single player.
I remember being interested in it at a point. I remember being interested at a point, but that's the problem. It's all samey. And if you didn't do this over and over again, they said they lost, like, was it crazy? They said they lost like $200 billion or something on that game. It's like some ridiculous number. It's like $200 million or something in marketing budget because the game sold so bad. You know, it's like, how about you quit? And we've talked about this before. We're all regurgitating the same shit we've already said, but, like, how do you look at a studio like Rocksteady and you're like,
live service multiplayer?
Live service multiplayer. Like, what are you doing?
They could have put that bullshit in Fortnite.
They
Right.
really could have. It looked
right.
like Fortnite. Remember, it got
why, if you wanted to do that, why don't you license to somebody that does that?
Yeah.
Go give Destiny a call and be like, hey, you guys want to make a fucking Batman game? You know, like, I'm just saying, like instead of taking your own company and, like, trying to do some shit like that, like, you know, like, it just doesn't make any sense. You want to
put the Suicide Squad characters in your game?
Right.
Here, make some skins. No, don't make a whole fucking game wasting our fucking time with this bullshit. That shit was horrible. Shit was 2 packs of ass.
Also,
man.
Casual reminder, right after that game was announced, the lead, like, studio heads left from difference of creative
I
vision.
wonder why.
Shame.
I mean, that's the thing. It's just, this news got me all kinds of sour today. I'm sitting there just thinking, I'm like, man, I just hate all of it. Like the whole AAA spam just, like, kind of over. I'm like, somebody wake me up. Maybe it does need a crash. Maybe we need, like, some sort of soft reboot. Because right now it just feels like too much stuff is consolidated in places that aren't interested in doing the right things with it.
Look, I'm already going back to Super NES, baby.
You're on it. You're on it.
Superman
you got your top loader out. Like, you're getting there. Dude, I legit played 2K10 this week.
You played 2K3.
I played 2K3 today. Like, I'm 100%. Like, that's a real feeling. It's like Why? Why do I? Why? Like the games that do eventually come out for me, I'll buy for sure. But if they're gonna keep doing this, it's like I'm just gonna vacate. Like I'll just vacate the premises. Like I'm not gonna keep doing this.
I can just play Mother 2 and I'll be good.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There you go.
Bunch
I
of guys
got plenty of 64 games to play. Like I said, I haven't bought or played anything on my Xbox in a minute. There's just nothing really. I'm not excited to play anything. Like there's nothing that's like I gotta play this.
Delvin's on my deserted island with his Nintendo.
Hey,
And Donnie, you're on my deserted island with your little GameCube setup.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not an Xbox thing. I haven't played anything on Steam. I haven't played anything on my PC in like months. It's been a minute since Half-Life.
Yell at me for wanting my Nintendo, my NES on my island. Y'all are doing that.
Fuck. He's got me there.
Yeah.
You guys are doing that.
Yeah. Look.
But I'm doing it out of I don't have any options. Nobody's giving me better options. Somebody give me a better option and I'll do that.
Definitely like Superman, Pirates of Dark Water game. I'm having a blast. Let's go, baby.
I started my NCAA run today.
See?
NCAA 2005.
Wow.
Like a Mercer Bears, Sunbelt, baby. Let's go.
See?
Got a brand new NCAA game that he could be playing, and he goes back to 2005.
It's just so samey. The old one is better. The coaching, the contracts, the stories, the ESPN 25, the fucking rankings work, the playbooks work. It all works. The new one doesn't. The new ones don't work. Fucking Duke is 8-9, but they're the 6th best team in the country on the new one. Shit's busted, man. Like, doesn't make any sense. Alabama's got 6 losses, number 1 in the country. Like, what?
I mean, that's just, real life, so.
Wow. All right, I think we've beat this one down.
I love cats. I promise.
Okay.
Every time you've seen me get up, it's to get cats out of somewhere they shouldn't be because they could disconnect.
Leave them
the
cats
internet.
alone. Let them do
we
their
wouldn't
thing.
even know that. Like, you don't even need to tell us. We can't see off the screen.
The announcement from the WB stuff comes on the heels of apparently a shakedown going on over at NetEase, who allegedly is looking to dump a majority of its non-Chinese development studios and projects. In a statement posted on LinkedIn, Quantic Dream CEO Guillaume de Vendemier? I don't know if I can say that. Said the studio teams had not been contacted by NetEase dramatic cuts, and we are continuing to develop our projects at full pace. So Delvin and I talked about this on Shack because Quantic Dream is a studio we both like, as is Grasshopper, who are both owned by NetEase, so they are kind of in the crosshairs at this. And so Quantic Dream says this doesn't impact them, which makes me wonder, is Quantic Dream in the know? Like, is we're going to wake up one day and it's like, it impacted you?
Is the studio owned by the man who asked a judge in court if he could lie under oath? In the know. Probably not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He
said other things, but I'll leave that out of the podcast.
No, he said a lot of things. But apparently, to this point, as we're recording today, Quantic Dream is not affected by this, but still no word on Grasshopper. But Fable,
Star Wars game?
They are. Yeah, Star Wars Eclipse.
We're never getting that game, by the way.
What a fucking great run of news that we have here to kick off the show. Fable has been delayed to 2026. Xbox Game Studios' new chief, Craig Duncan, says, quote, "We previously announced the date for Fable's 2025. We were actually going to give Fable more time, and it's going to ship in 2026 now." He said that on a podcast this week. We got 50 seconds of footage, kind of new footage, some old footage, but some new footage of how development's coming along. We got our first look at a new Balverina, which was pretty cool. I will say, as a big Fable fan, I still think the footage looks incredible. Like Fable looks good. It looks really good. So we saw some combat. We saw some spell casting. We saw traps. We saw some dodges. We saw some parries, Dev. A little sorry, little parry, little block away. Let's got you excited. We saw some shots of Albion. Looks gorgeous. Looks full. Like, I'm not surprised that the game looks good. It's Playground. I think that's what they do. Nate the Hate speculated the same day that in addition for extra polish time, Fable is actually being delayed to ready a port, so it'll launch day one on PlayStation as well.
Just for Delvin.
Now,
Yep.
Extasis said that 2 months ago. I just wanted to point that out because Nate the Hate's getting a lot of credit for this. Extasis has been saying this for some time now that Fable was a day one release on PlayStation. As was, I think he said Gears as well.
Yeah.
Who the
So
hell is Ecstasis?
it's like a
pretty-
Reddit leaker.
Pretty up and coming Reddit leaker who seems
Yeah.
to be correct more often than
He had Forza right like 8 months ago.
Yeah. Yes.
He was
did.
like, Forza's coming to PlayStation. Everybody's like, no, it's not. He was like way ahead of that.
Extasia, Dev, you know him?
Yeah.
Hell no.
So, yeah, perhaps Fable is being delayed to come to PlayStation. That wouldn't be a doubt in my mind. I'm still waiting to hear about any sort of thing for Fable for Switch 2 because that's where I would like to buy it.
It'll probably be there.
One thing that I'm sure it should have been said, but I didn't see it said in the news that I was looking up is I assume that they had Fable ready for the fall or fall-ish. That's the window they were looking at. Maybe that winter time. Probably a good idea to get out of the way if you actually think Grand Theft Auto is going to hit. Just throwing that out there too. It may not just be because of a port. It's probably like, yeah, we don't want to launch Fable next Grand Theft Auto, and it sells like shit.
Spring
So,
2026. That's nice.
probably.
To it.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Plus, there's still plenty of other titles from Xbox launching this year. Like, hell, we kind of know about a new Tony Hawk game coming.
Mm-hmm. It's in the news.
I know.
Craig on multi-platform says multi-platform approach is good for players and developers. Everyone wants to reach as many players as possible, and that I agree with. I like Craig, by the way. His little first new impression coming out. You guys know who Craig is?
I like Craig. Yeah, Friday.
No.
Craig.
No, Craig.
Smoking.
Craig is over. He's the new Matt Booty. He's over the Xbox Game Studios. He was at Rare.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So
That's
he's
an
he's the Sea of Thieves. He was kind of over the Sea of Thieves thing. So, and I think that makes a lot of sense. It's something I said when they bought Bethesda, and then I really started saying a lot when they bought Activision. Activision and Bethesda studios are not used to being like one console locked in a box type of, like, they want to ship. They want to ship everywhere. You know, and if you think about it from like a numbers game, before they bought Bethesda, you had a bunch of people that wanted to make exclusive games for the console. And then you bought Bethesda. Now more people want to ship multi-platform than the people you had before. And then you bought Activision. So now they're outnumbered like probably like 4/5 to 1. like 85% of their developers are like, we want to ship everywhere. You know, because their bonuses are tied to it. But generally speaking, I agree with exactly what he said. Developers want their games they want them to be played by as many people as possible. They don't want to ship games to a small market. Even if you rule out the benefits and financials of bonuses, they want people to play their game. So I think that whole shift that we've seen in Xbox for the last 2.5 years, 3 years, I think you can attribute it to that because it's probably bubbling up from within. You're like, why are we limiting our games to this thing? Like, how can Minecraft do it, but we can't? And I've been saying that since they bought Bethesda. Remember who was it was Peter? What was the Bethesda guy? The PR guy.
Oh, Pete Hines.
Pete Hines. Yeah. He was saying this. He's like, wait a minute. This doesn't make any sense. Why do you get to ship 2 or 3 games everywhere, but we can't? You know, like, that's something they had to square. And that's one of the things that I don't mind about their multi-platform approach. You know, I think that does make them a lot more sense. It makes everything a little easier. Everything's understandable. Everything eventually come everywhere. And speaking of that, because I never talked about it. We talked about that after that last Xbox Direct. I had said that I want them to stop doing this whole will it, won't they bullshit. And I'm not sure if you saw, Dev, the next day.
Oh, yeah.
The next day they came out and they're like, we're going to start showing the logos and stuff. And I was like, wow, he listens to the show. Phil Spencer, PSVG fan.
Straight. Actually, I'm not going to lie to you. It would not surprise me if Phil has seen snippets of us because...
I mean, it's 2 for 2, right? Because we did this 2 years ago with Sean. I was like, just make good video games. The next day, Phil Spencer was like, people say if we just make good video And then here we are. I was like, just put the fucking Switch logo on it so people can know where they want to buy the game. Next day, he was like, yeah, we're going We're gonna start putting the PlayStation logo on the trailers. Like, okay, thank you.
I mean,
So.
he knows better. He's like, all right, these people, we gotta. Nobody's buying Xboxes. We gotta let them know where they can actually buy these games.
You got to tell us where to buy it. Like, yeah, let us know where to buy it.
Delvin's not buying our games on the Xbox, so we got to let him know that. It's
And that was
coming
my
to
whole
PlayStation.
point. My whole point is just bad marketing.
Man.
It's bad marketing. Like when you release a trailer or a showcase, and the only thing that comes out of it are a bunch of news articles asking where you can, like, that's bad marketing. Like, you're not doing a good job at selling games. You know, so just put the fucking shit on there and own it. If you're going to be multi-platform, do it. Speaking of Xbox, they had an ID at Xbox show this week. I'm not going to read all these games, but I'll read off a couple. Revenge of the Savage Planet. That's a sequel to Journey Savage Planet. Comes up May 8th on Game Pass. Dev, I tagged you in the trailer for Jump Ship.
And I
It's
told
this
you,
new co-op spacey Destiny shooter.
yeah, I had seen that before. It's not a Destiny shooter at all. But I had saw that a couple days ago.
It is to me, damn it.
It's like, no.
That's how it works.
If it's in space, it's got
Listen,
guns. It's Destiny.
You white, you've been Affleck, okay? Like, come on, man. I was interested, or not interested. I'm not interested in this at all. What was interesting is after I sent that to you and everything, today, of all days, Jack got home from school and he goes, hey, did you see this space? Like, apparently his friends that caught their attention.
Of course, because it looks ridiculous and it's co-op and there's no story. We can just go be space pirates.
Story game is boring, bro. Echo Weaver's coming to Game Pass. Moonlighter 2's coming to Game Pass. Blueprint is coming to Game Pass on April 10th. The only reason I even put that out there is apparently I saw Shuhei say that he thinks this is a Game of the Year game.
Blueprint, yeah. One of Jay-Z's first albums. Blueprint 2.
Wow. Yeah. Have any of you seen what this, some house rearranging room puzzle game thing?
No.
I saw this before last, and I was like, I'm not interested in this, but
You lost me at puzzle.
yeah, apparently Shuhei is like, this game's amazing. So whatever that
His
means.
line.
Let's see here.
puzzle
I
up
read
in
off
Sigma.
just a couple more. I thought Hurdling looks cool. Waxhead, I tagged T in that. You run like a struggling record vinyl business. That's the shit that's going to get made for us, is just a bunch of simulators of stuff we wish we could do instead of fighting the
building
corporate
simulator,
world.
baby.
PC
Let's
building
go.
simulator. Hotel Barcelona got another trailer.
Okay.
Just to reiterate or remind everybody, that is the game that originally started as a Swery 65 Suda 51 joint, and then Suda very quickly like distanced himself from it. I think essentially what this came down to is Suda had the idea and Swery liked it, and he was like, let's make it. And they had like this whole thing where they're like, we're going to make a game together. And then like a year later, Suda was like, I gave him some tips, but like that's about it.
I didn't make that game.
The trailer looks great. I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but if you're interested, like I was like, this looks really good. So I'll be looking forward to playing it. Balatro is out on Game Pass right now. So if you're one of these people that have never played this game now, of all things, after Apple Arcade and all the releases and Switch and everything, you can now play it on Game Pass. Finally.
Nah, I'm good.
No, thank you.
Rock Piece is a pretty neat thing you should maybe look into, Delvin. It's this cartoony game where you manage a rock band sim, and it basically is shot like a VH1 MTV behind the music.
Oh, that sounds cool.
It is kind of cool, and it's like I don't know if it's like a relationship sim or something, some sort of RPG. It's pretty cool. Ratatan is some sort of Patapon successor, I guess. Let's see here. Descenders next. You always got to throw that out for Sean. Comes out April 9th, Game Pass. Tron is getting a new game. Tron Catalyst. It's like a top-down game, isometric thing.
I am amazed that Tron keeps getting games and shit. Like Tron hasn't like been a thing.
There's a bunch of franchises
Also,
and stuff
I mean,
like that.
it's getting a new movie too, Tron Ares.
Tron feels like it should be the video game. Like
It really
like
is.
It has all of the makings of a great game, and how do we not have a great Tron game?
Maybe this is it. Maybe it's Tron Catalyst.
It won't be.
This is
don't think
Mike
so, too.
Bithell is what Catalyst is.
I didn't hate the trailer. I'm not into Tron, but I was like, that doesn't look terrible. Looks fun. 33 Immortals is the whole multiplayer roguelike thing that we've been hearing about for a couple years. It's hitting early access for Xbox consoles on March 18th. So you can play that. And then Lies of P Overture got another trailer at the end. That was their little showcase. Nothing else. That's it.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Lies of P is a good game.
That trailer looks good. The DLC trailer looks really it just looks really nice. So I've never played it, but it looks nice.
It's a hard ass game.
It is.
Yeah, that's why I've never played it.
Donnie wouldn't play it. It's Souls-like, but Pinocchio.
Terrible idea. We've got some awareness on that handheld PC market. Happy 3 years to Steam Deck. Apparently launched this week.
Yeah, it's been 3 years.
Yep.
Wow.
According to The Verge, they had market research firm IDC, which has access to sales and shipment data, and they asked them if they could parse through the handheld PC market to just give us an idea and generally where these things stand. And here's what they came up with. The combined PC handheld shipments, all of them. So Steam Deck, ROG Ally, Lenovo, Legion Go, all of them. So all of them together has sold 6 million units in 3 years. Shipment numbers indicate that the market isn't growing, with 2025 scheduled to ship less than 2 million units. So it's actually dwindling year over year. Steam Deck accounts for more than all of the others combined, at roughly more than 50% of the market. They estimate the Steam Deck to be around 4 million of the 6 million sold.
That's exactly what I thought it would be.
So I almost thought of this. I almost thought to save this for Shaq. It's not really Shaq related at all. But with the Switch 2 on the horizon, I wouldn't say constantly, but we frequently get Steam Deck versus Switch 2, like kind of console war questions.
So
And
not a console
People are all like, is the Switch 2 going to be more powerful than the Steam Deck? Is it going to be, is it going to have the games the Steam Deck has? Is it going to do this? Like what? Like we got a question a couple weeks ago. It was like, what does the Switch 2 have to do to compete with the Steam Deck? And I just laughed. Yeah, I just laughed. It's like,
who are these completely uninformed, unaware people?
We get these questions, right, Delvin? Delvin, back me up. We get them frequently, like every other week. Yeah, we get a Steam Deck versus Switch 2 question. How does it compete with the Steam Deck? And my response was like, how does the Steam Deck compete with Switch?
Correct.
Struggling Nintendo Switch has to compete with the
It'll outsell the Steam Deck lifetime by like 4 or 5 times in the first week.
Yeah.
I swear to God, gamers are the loudest, uninformed people I've ever met.
Well,
Second
I think to your point, I do think there's we talk about the vocal minority, and it's something I've pulled out about the Steam Deck since like year one. And it's not a Steam Deck thing. I've said the same thing about the ROG Ally. Like I love the ROG Ally, and it's just like you guys have to remember, just not a lot of people are buying these. It's not a big, but like if you're on
super niche,
if you're on Gaming Bubble, if you're on Gaming Twitter or wherever you are, if you're in gaming social media, you'd think everybody has a Steam Deck. Like everybody if you have a game, you have a Steam Deck. And it's like that's not even remotely true.
oh god.
So it's interesting to have some numbers, and I'm still interested in.
With the Steam Deck. Oh!
Yeah.
I'm interested in Steam Deck 2 and stuff. Like I like that this is happening. I want to see more progress. I like that Steam is opening up their OS to other devices. I'm excited. I want to see what Microsoft's doing. I think it's a good space, but don't compare that to what Nintendo has. Nintendo has built a real market. Like, and there's not that 6 million isn't a market. Like it's a market, but come on, man. These are not the same things.
Market of people who want to mod some things. They're like, get this little handheld device, see what I can do. This is not
the biggest challenge to Switch 2 is Switch, not Steam.
Right.
It's how do we convert all of these people over? How do we move them and keep them buying? That's not the challenge. It has nothing to do with Steam Deck.
How do we convince them to get the new thing?
Correct. Which we've seen for the last 5 years. Not super easy. So like
buying these things.
Yeah. So and that's generally what I've been saying on Shaq is I'm expecting like a DS to 3DS kind of thing for Switch 2. I think that's like a smart money bet. The DS sold gangbusters, like 130 million units. And the 3DS sold very well. It was like 80 million units, but not as good. That's kind of where I think the Switch 2 is probably looking at. You know, you're not going to have that COVID boom. You're going to have that Breath of the Wild boom. I don't think. Maybe they do, but I wouldn't count on it, right? Yeah. So, anyway, we've got PlayStation Essentials for March. You guys are getting Dragon Age: The Veilguard.
That is not
big
a
game
good
that just
sign,
came
by the
out.
way. That
Why
is
not?
Very much not a good sign.
Why?
Because it's only been 4 months.
Because the game came out in October, and you're getting a
So
AAA EA.
that's good for you.
I already own
She
it.
already bought it.
It was good for other people that haven't. It was good for them. It's good for Delvin.
I'm the Dragon Age girl, by the way.
So you were buying it anyway, right? No, that's not. It's not for you. It's it's good for Dev. Dev can now Dragon Age.
Dev
Devin
isn't playing
doesn't have
that.
it.
God
I played
damn it!
JV bought it, so I had it on my console. And
Oh, yeah,
okay.
you did say JV.
Nathan also bought it, so I have it on my PC.
Are you saying
So,
it's bad because it didn't sell well, and that's why they're doing this?
Yes.
it didn't sell well.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I gotcha. How do
I'm
you
not saying
know?
it's bad that more people can play the game? I'm saying it's bad sales wise.
No, I hear saying it's bad.
Sean, you weren't right though. That's just it.
Was he right? I don't. What was the right or wrong thing?
He said it was a bad game.
Yeah,
it did not
it's not
sell
a bad
'cause it
game.
wasn't. It's a good game.
Well, hang on. You didn't say that before it came out, though. Like he was all in before it came out, right?
Yeah, and when he came out, he didn't like it.
He didn't
Right.
like it at all.
Okay, I got you.
It's Sean,
So how do we know Herman Hulst didn't just go drop off like $50 million?
we don't?
See,
We don't.
Maybe
don't.
He did.
maybe he loves the Veilguard.
I wouldn't. Why would you need to? You could be like, look, EA, y'all take this $1 million. You need
It's
something
not a
'cause your
bad
ain't
game.
selling.
I got best I can do is $20.
Yeah.
I got these 2 cheeseburgers, man.
Look,
Just come on.
We've got a copy of Infamous Second Son somewhere.
yes.
We'll give you one of those.
we will upgrade your Last of Us copy to PS5 for free.
For free.
No. For $10.
For $10.
Actually, we'll cut you a deal. $5.
We've got some old
spell that
copies of
out here.
Returnal back here. Maybe your devs can play a good game.
Yeah.
And then we give that to us. Oh, Haley looks distraught.
It's not a bad game.
So
It's
that,
actually really
that pussy
good.
over there fucking up shit. That's what's going
Yeah,
on.
hey, dude, hey, I'm gonna stand up for Josh. Wow. Josh loves it. He loves the Veilguard.
So
He
do I.
loves it.
Vilgar was
So-
a lot of fun when I played of it. It was really good.
I like when I
Sean,
played of it.
You're insane.
Well, so look, if you've got PlayStation Plus, good for you. Go give it
Yeah.
a try. You've got nothing to hold you back now. You're also getting Sonic Colors Ultimate. I'm sure Veilguard's better than that.
Yeah, everything's better.
And then you're also getting the Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection. That's a sweet month.
That's a great game.
That's some really
Is
good
it?
stuff you get to play.
There's some really bad games in that collection. The original NES Turtles game,
Oh, that
Yeah.
game's
That's
hard.
that
yeah,
game
that's
is
true.
terrible.
Some headlines. Konami and Bloober have announced that they'll have some sort of follow-up, that the Silent Hill 2 was such a success that they continue to work together on more things. So I presume that means that Bloober will be making more Silent Hill games.
Silent Hill 3, baby.
Yeah. Or Silent Hill.
Yeah. Silent Hill The Room.
Or maybe it's Castlevania. Maybe it's Metal Gear.
Now we're talking. Castlevania.
Bloober Team Metal Gear game. Yeah, no, I'm pretty certain it's a Silent Hill game.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of kind of what we spoke to earlier, Matt Piscatella, citing Circana data, says that 40% of all U.S. PlayStation 5 and Xbox players, their playtime last month was spent on 10 live service games. 10 live service games accounted for 40% of total playtime for the whole month.
Wow.
This goes in. I'm not sure if you guys remember this. This
I
was
hate
like
this generation.
it was like 2 years ago, the video game dev conference. There was a developer that got up and he had a whole presentation on
John is
how
keeping track.
hard it was to even get noticed because everybody is just playing these games. And he had all these charts based on playtime and money spent. I was just like, it really is turned into the haves and the have-nots. Like, it's hard to think about it because like Fortnite is Fortnite a net negative to the industry? It can't be, right? It's got so many people playing. It's been so popular.
Depends
it's, you know,
on how you look at the
it
industry.
depends on how you look at it. Like, it's like this is a generational game That is
not a
fucking killing studios.
If it was a gateway drug to get you to try all the other stuff, sure, but it's not.
It's just Wii Sports. Everybody's just playing it and nothing else.
It's what PlayStation Home should have been.
Maybe we should. Maybe we should just ban Fortnite from consoles.
Hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Hey, you want to play Fortnite? You need to play this shit on your phone.
Get this shit off to just nuke all of Epic servers and just get rid of Fortnite.
Speaking of Fortnite, Cowboy Bebop hits Fortnite tonight, and I wrote this down because I did not know that this was the thing. So they talk about how you can buy the costumes, which I always knew, and then it says complete quest to unlock loading screens. Is that a thing that we do?
Yeah,
what the fuck is gaming turned into? They're making us earn loading screens?
Yeah.
You straight up pay money as part of the bundle, and you unlock quests to get.
Okay, Dev. Now I'm with you. It needs to go. Somebody needs to Agent 47 this shit like it needs to go. You are not going to make me earn or charge me for a loading screen. Get the fuck out of here.
Fortnite and got somebody like, hey.
Anytime you pay for a battle pass, you're paying for customized loading screens too, by the way.
Oh, God.
I don't want that.
Terrible.
And the
just
Cowboy
horrible.
Bebop skins are $25 a piece.
Yeah.
Isn't that normal now?
No, not for Fortnite.
Because I remember they were trying to do the V, and I was like, "Ooh, that's cool. I want the V stuff," and it was like $25. I was like, "Never mind."
Why?
Yeah, but
who is paying $25 to dress up your Fortnite character?
Kids.
What is wrong with you people?
Delvin.
They gotta hit the floss or whatever it's called.
The V skin.
What's wrong with you, bro?
Because it includes vehicles for the.
Get the fuck out of here! You don't love Cowboy Bebop. I've never seen you watch an episode of Cowboy Bebop in your goddamn life.
Cowboy Bebop is incredible, and I don't believe you, Delvin Cox Jr.
He has not watched it.
Welcome to the
Sean.
Delvin.
Horse armor was a mistake. It was.
Yes,
1,000%.
It's been downhill since then.
Ever since.
Welcome to the Delvin yells at his son live on the internet.
Cowboy Bebop.
He's a fan.
Delvin,
Big fan.
I need you to cut off his internet. He's no longer allowed to play Fortnite. This is nonsense.
I agree.
He doesn't play Fortnite anymore, does he?
Yes, he does. All the time.
You fucking
He's cut
dork.
off.
Play better games.
Give him an NES. He has to start from scratch.
For no reason. He should start from scratch.
Save your fucking money. Don't spend $25 on a fucking Fortnite skin.
I should make him like play a ColecoVision. See how hard it really was.
Legit.
Play this trash ass console.
Here's ET on Atari.
Is that the one that instead of a controller has like a dial?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, that is. I've every time I've ever seen that controller, I'm like, how? What?
I like Dragon Age.
Like, are we playing a video game via iPod Touch? Like, how did that work?
Yeah, it's terrible.
But what are you doing when you're spinning the wheel?
Moving the characters around. It's
how do you move forward?
You turn the dial.
Do you turn right to go forward, left to go backwards? So how do you turn left?
All right, hold on.
Because I thought the wheel you would turn. You can't. You just said move right to move forward. How can right go right?
Because you got to remember, we're looking at something that's a side scroller, so
it's
you're only going.
Oh, okay. I was thinking. I knew it wasn't 3D. I was thinking like top down.
Yeah, you're side scrolling. You're not going around.
So there's only left and right.
Left and right.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm with you now. Sorry.
I don't even think there was a jump button.
No.
So like if you were playing, so I was thinking like Pac-Man. If you're playing Pac-Man, how do you go up as opposed to left?
There was no.
There's
Pac-Man.
no Pac-Man.
Oh, this is no Pac. Okay, never mind. Okay, you've
Smurfs.
corrected my logic because that's what I had in my head. I was like, how do you move? Every time I've ever seen that controller, I'm like, how do you move? Like I don't get it. Okay, the last one that I have before we get into the rude and questions is Tony Hawk 3 and 4, set to release in 2025 across the PS5, PS4, Xbox, Switch, and PC. Just like the remake, this is coming from a rating out of Singapore, which is basically tipped the news that is coming out next week, March 4th, I believe, is when the countdown breaks.
Also, I'd like to point out on this because this was today. They tweeted this out. The devs themselves basically fucking confirmed it because they're like new skaters loading.
I mean, at this point, you might as well. Everybody knows. Like we knew before all of this, but now like we know. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's out there. I love Tony Hawk 3, so this is going to be super awesome.
It was my introduction to it, so
Tony Hawk runs really well for a Switch port. I was actually somewhat on Shaq. I was like, is this going to make it to Switch or is this a Switch 2 game? Just knowing that these games are much bigger than the first two. I didn't know how they would, but apparently they're going to be on Switch just fine. So hopefully they'll be as good as the first ones was, because they were legit good on Switch.
yeah, because three has larger maps. You still have the 2-minute time limit, but then 4 is basically open world. And
Open world, and that's what I was. That's what I was saying on Shaq. I was like, that doesn't sound very Switch good, but
yeah.
hopefully it's not Arkham Knight, Tony Hawk. But we'll see. And that's the news.
American Wasteland needs a remake, not a remaster. There's some serious
Delvin,
problems.
you don't get to want anything at this point, Delvin Jr.
I love that Delvin. I put it up here, but nobody said it. I love that Delvin. So he told his dad, "You can't tell me to play better games."
Hold on. That was actually directed at me because I told him he couldn't play Fortnite anymore, and then he quoted me.
Oh, I thought this
"You're
was the
playing
Coleco
Dragon
thing.
Age."
You
No.
can't tell me to play good games. Like I love it.
No,
He's like, I'll play my shitty Fortnite as long as I want to.
That is also
yelling
true.
at me because I play Dragon Age.
Delvin Jr., you have to play Dragon Age. That's your punishment.
Yes.
Legit.
That's to both of you. What are we, your parents?
Probably.
Don't say that.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I
Kinda.
know.
Kinda.
Lord have mercy.
Correct.
All right. We've got a scoring update from the Rude. Johnny and Delvin
back.
both got the underwrite on Avowed,
No
and
shit.
Delvin and Devin got the overwrite on Monster Hunter Wilds.
I'm actually somewhat surprised about that because the Avowed reception's been pretty positive. People like it.
People like it, but critic, you can't go by the
Yeah,
It's
it's
Xbox.
hard to.
Sorry,
it's,
critics.
You gotta wait till it's on PS5, baby.
it's the review cycle.
You gotta wait till it's on PS5.
It's coming soon.
Nah.
Xbox is shipping more games than PlayStation is this year.
Yes, they are.
It's because they've been sitting on all these games for years. They can.
You know what
finally
you
get
need
out.
to do? Those PlayStation consoles you have, when you pop the plates off, you all need to get like a little Xbox sticker and put it under the logo,
That's a good idea.
and then put the plate back on, because that's basically what's happening.
PlayStation should still sell Xbox themes.
Yeah,
Just let it load up in the Xbox symbol.
the PS box.
Yeah.
Never. It's fucking trash.
Hey, we almost did it with Nintendo and PlayStation. Like, let's get the band back together. Let's make some
Let's
weird Franken monster.
Yeah.
You already did that with your GameCube.
My GameCube looks amazing, sir.
I saw Retron with a
Yeah,
NES,
he's the one doing that, not me. My
SNES,
GameCube looks
and,
great.
Sega Genesis, baby. I'm like, oh, let's go.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, score is currently Devin 8, Delvin 7, and Donnie 4. I'm in the lead for the first time ever. I don't expect it to last long.
It will.
Over under 80.5 for MLB The Show 25. Last year's version got an 80.
Ooh. I'm going to say
Ugh.
that was the only way Dev was going to see that, by the way.
Look how good that looks, Dev.
That looks awful.
What? What? What did he say?
It looks like a
This
cheap
man
sticker in the middle.
It is a cheap sticker in the middle.
It's not a cheap sticker. It's a whole jewel. The faceplate came out. They're interchangeable.
Yes.
Yeah, no. Sorry.
That was a Club Nintendo reward. If you have a legit one, it's like $400 right now.
That's ridiculous. You didn't.
It is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That I agree with. Yeah, I got the shell when I got the GameCube, but I haven't had time. But last night I couldn't sleep, so I was doing it for like 3 hours.
I'm going to say the show's going to be over, by the way. MLB The show's going to be over 80.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't know
not
what the
coming
fuck
to-
happened.
It's not coming to Game Pass. It's not coming to Plus. It's a full price game.
That doesn't matter about the review score. I was reviewing it.
I
Comes a
don't
Game
know
Pass.
what happened with the show, but ever since that bitch came to Xbox, that score has been
PlayStation
dropping.
fans never bring it up again.
That score
When that
has
shit was
been
exclusive, they hit everybody like, we got the show, we are big baseball fan. We love baseball. You've never heard about that game since. That game went multi-platform, and people are like, fuck it. Fuck. That's when I learned. I was like, PlayStation fans love playing something nobody else can. Like it's core to that market.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
The moment they had the share, they were like, "Fuck that game."
It's got the Xbox taint on it now. We don't want that. It's tainted.
The Xbox taint.
Speak for me.
There's your new podcast, the Xbox taint.
Yeah. The score went down and everything. Treated like a whore in Paris. We don't want you anymore.
Damn.
What are you doing with whores in Paris?
Why not?
What do you do with whores?
Yeah.
I mean, when in Rome.
Do the same thing in Paris.
Yeah. That's why they made Kanye and JC made that song. That's
Don't.
why they were there.
Don't.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the question? What's the number?
80 and a half.
80.5.
It's gonna be over.
I'm going under.
It is a really good line because they're kind of all over the place. You've got some 85s, some 82s, you've got some 73s. This is crazy. Yeah, I'll take the over. Why not? The show's a good game.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
I'm also going to go with the over. Just because there's no fanfare around it, it's just going to slide under. It's not Madden.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, this is a good
It's going to be the most silent 84 ever.
Yep.
God damn it, Delvin Jr.
Yep.
Over or under 79.5 for Atom Fall. I don't even know what that is. The
I do.
developer of this game,
I do. I know what
Rebellion
Adam Fall is.
also did the Sniper Elite series.
That's a
I,
The hell is
I
Atom
want to like it because I like the trailer that it came out with. I thought it looked cool. But here's I mean, this is totally on brand for me. I thought the trailer looked cool, and then I think I got on a podcast with Sean or some Xbox crew, and everybody else thought it was shit. Like I was the only one that thought it looked good. So I don't think
means it's going to be good.
Yeah, it's 2 to 6. Not good for the number. I'm taking the under, but I'm taking like a Donnie. Like Donnie likes it, but nobody else does.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. I'm gonna
Look,
take
if the Xbox
under.
people don't like it, it's probably a good game.
Wow. And I'm not. And then if I've got that wrong, Sean, feel free to correct me. But yeah, he says Wish Fallout. Yeah, that's what I remember. I was like, I thought Adam Fall was good, and everybody was like, no, that is some trash.
wow. Wish Fallout.
What does that even mean?
Like Wish, like the Wish version. Which version of Fallout?
Do you not know what Wish is?
No.
It's like
It's a
Temu.
website. Yeah,
like
it's like Temu.
Oh, never heard of it. It's today years old.
I was kind of hoping it was more of, and I obviously haven't dug into it, looked at it, but kind of gave me, what was that, Everybody's Gone to Rapture game that we used to have and stuff like that? Like visually kind of gave me like some vibes like that. I was like, this might be cool. It seemed to be more story focused, like kind of what they were showing in that first trailer. Like, I understand the Fallout because of the vault and shit, but it didn't look like it played anything like Fallout, which is why I had like the interest.
Yeah, they've said it's not going to play anything like Fallout.
Yeah, that appeals to me. That's not what I wanted from that game. It was like, we're making a Fallout clone. I'm like, never mind. So
This looks interesting. Looks like a PS2, Xbox 360 era game.
yeah.
This
It's like, you know, it's like an apocalypse in Britain type thing.
Yeah, like I'm here for it.
Watching the trailer and reading about it. This looks cool.
Apocalyptic fable.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I'm taking the
But
under,
but I was the only one. Just so you guys know, I was the only one. I think I tweeted I was like, I like Adam Fall, and everybody was like, go fuck yourself.
yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
Like everybody dunked on it. Like, and I for whatever reason, man, I do that. I pick up on these sorts of games. Like I was into Redfall, and everybody just collectively shit on it too. Yeah. You know, like I don't know. There's something about
I'm
me.
really trying to understand why people are like, no, this looks terrible. I don't understand.
I don't either.
I don't get it.
Ooh, Sean says you're only into it because he said he's not.
I do like going against Sean. It's the same thing I do to you.
There you go.
Yeah, that works.
You guys are Xbox people, so I'm constantly gonna just go against it just because.
But you're going against it for it. You're going with it, which is going against it being an Xbox game.
Yeah.
That's weird.
See, there's that.
Yeah,
A little convoluted, but we're here.
a little bit.
Iron Horde is Finkel.
I'll go under. I don't because I have no idea who these people are.
Yeah.
We're going under.
I'm going under.
All right. Last but not least, over under 70.5 for Tales of the Shire,
Come
a
on.
Lord of the Rings game. This is the
Come
on.
first
Under.
game by Weta Workshop.
Thank
The
you.
Way
publisher is Private Division.
Way under.
Under.
So here's
all
the
you
other
got.
thing. This game also looks like just a cozy, fun vibe for people who love hobbits.
You're right.
It's gonna get a 5.
It's possible there's like some Animal Crossing fan out there that likes this, but I'm not counting on it.
It's gonna get a 5.
Yeah. I
Now,
think
is
so.
it going to get a 5 because it's bad, or is it? Or are we just thinking it like? Is it even
I
going to
think
get enough
I think it's
reviews
bad.
to
I
chart?
think it's ugly and it's bad.
I agree.
I've been since you remember this game got announced. It was like after Mori and Gollum. It was like we
I've
talked
never
about
heard
it.
of this.
Yeah, I did a whole thing. I was like, "This is the next Lord of the Rings game," and then we looked at it and I was like, "Holy shit! Why does everybody look like Pinocchio? Why are they all made out of wood? Like, what happened? It's bad. Like it. Yeah, it visually looks bad.
I mean, it's on the Switch, so that makes sense.
But watch it be great.
I'm telling you, I'm watching the trailer. I'm like, somebody's gonna love this.
You know, there's a cozy gamer that just wants to like, farm pumpkins and make beer, and
Yeah.
live in the Hobbit, and live in
I'm telling you.
Yeah. But no, it's not gonna be good.
Not even a little bit.
So you guys
And those
take-
people don't
yeah.
review games. They'll play them, but they're not the reviewers.
Is anybody going to review this game? Is it even going to be on Metacritic?
That's a good question. I think they will. Yeah, I think they will. It's been brought up a lot. You say no, but like it's been in a handful of like gaming shows. I think Jeff had it as a feature. It's been in like an Xbox Direct, it's been in a Nintendo Direct. Like it's got some marketing money.
All the gaming shows I don't ever watch.
Yeah.
This is
Correct.
why I've never.
Yeah,
heard
but
of
but
this,
it's got some marketing money
Hasn't been on
behind it.
PSVG, so I never heard of it.
basically.
Well, it has. We've talked about it many times actually.
I don't think we have.
We have.
Not on this show.
We have.
I have
This show?
never.
We
The
have.
other one, Nintendo Shack,
Nope.
Nintendo
We've
Shack,
talked
maybe.
about it on this show at
PSXP,
least 3 times.
I
more
must
video
have been
games.
absent from each of those episodes. 'Cause
I
have
can't say if you
never-
were here or not. I can't speak to that,
I
but
was
we've
not
talked about it.
because I have
We've talked about
never
it.
heard of or seen this game.
We've talked about it.
They was bored with video games.
Yeah, it wasn't us.
Josh.
It wasn't us.
Like that guy.
Don't make me pull the tape. Don't make me go. I'm off. I got
That's
nothing
the-
to do but comb through 100
Well, I
episodes of backlog.
Pull the tape, and I can
I
tell
need you
you
to
it
pull
was
the
this
tape.
show.
I'm not gonna.
I need you to pull the tape because I
I'm not gonna pull the
I
tape.
either completely zoned out.
I'd rather play games. That is exactly what you did, and I don't think so because I showed you pictures of it and you were like, "This is some trash."
He definitely
I
zoned
don't
out.
ever. Yeah, I
The
don't
fucking
remember this
feet
at all.
for the Hobbit look awful.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Well,
It's real
Hobbit
bad.
feet look awful, so that they did something good there.
They all. Why do they all look like Pinocchio? Why has it got such
Yeah.
a Pinocchio aesthetic? Like I don't. It's like everything looks like it was carved. Like I don't get it.
It's made for the Switch. Like we got to make sure we're optimizing for the Switch.
It's made for phone.
Whoa! Don't be pulling Delvin's tapes.
Uh,
We need to pull those tapes.
look. Some of them tapes you don't need to be pulling.
Yeah.
You got Diddy tapes?
Whoa! No, I did
Whoa.
absolutely not.
I mean, you got Carl Malone tapes?
I don't got his tapes either.
Oh,
Definitely don't got
You
his
got
tapes.
some home movies you don't need to be pulling.
Yeah, I don't got no Carl
We're
Malone tapes.
talking like regular, like cassette tapes,
Yeah.
not VHS.
Oh, okay.
just cassette tapes.
you got some Shay Shay tapes?
Gold coin.
I got a 12 Shay Shay tapes.
You got some Steven Smith tapes.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. That dude. Oh, That
I guess I'll
situation.
go with the under 2. Fuck it.
of course.
Either we all ball or we all fall. I'm here for it.
Ball T fall.
All right, question time. Indio Techno says, when did it first occur to you
Not
that you are
Sean.
now
Not
in
Sean
fact-
doing Carl Malone with a C. Carl.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
That's
Carl
the Canadian
Winslow.
version.
Yeah. Carl Malone.
His Family Matters. Carl Malone.
Carl Malone. Harriet.
Carl Malone.
Oh, stay in the house, Carl.
Carl Malone. Yeah. Now I just imagine Carl Winslow.
I'll never not see that. Starting for the Jazz, 6'8" from Slovenia, Carl Malone.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it.
Oh man.
Carl, that kills people.
Carl. It's like the Cavs have Dean Wade,
Yeah.
right? Like they got Wade. That's the new Carl Malone.
Dean Wade.
You seen the new Malone? Next to the Cavs, D Wade, we got him. Yeah. They're back, baby.
Oh.
Carl, you know what? 2K3 immediately after the show, making Carl Malone. It's going to be skin type whitehead number 1. I only got the one skin. I got the one skin, the one head, the one hair to choose from. That's going to be Carl Malone.
I like it.
I'm about to ball out, man.
It's going to be great.
Hometown, Ontario, Canada.
Yeah. Carl.
Love it. Hey, like Sean said, make his nickname the Milkman.
Carl Jr.
Good Lord.
Jesus. All right.
So, Donnie, when did you realize you were, in fact, old as fuck?
What?
That's the question.
That is the
No.
answer.
Did we
That
do
is
that
the answer
already?
right there. That is the answer. What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what,
This has been coming on for some time, I think. So I don't know when exactly, but this feels like it's been a couple years in the making here. So
Donnie is now the old of us.
I'm not the old of us. I'm old among us.
Your back is kind of the old of us.
Okay,
Delvin ain't got no
halfling.
knee.
Yeah,
Look,
Delvin's the old of us.
I'll be the halfling. I'm younger than all y'all, apparently. I ain't got these problems.
Hey, I watch TikTok. You're not younger than me.
I refuse to watch TikTok.
I'm younger than all y'all.
You're younger than everything.
Yes, this is true.
Like, I'm trying to figure out why you're hanging out with a bunch of old dudes anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
This looks real bad.
Yeah.
Sus, Haley.
I gotta get somehow.
Like we weren't when we started. When we started, we were in it. We were in this, and now it's just gone old. We've done this for so long. Yeah, like you listen to other gaming shows. Like I'll get a recommendation or something YouTube, and I'll click in, and like, boy, this does not sound like anything we would ever do. You know, like they're talking about battle passes and shit. And like, hey, did you see something? I'm like, oh my god. It's how I used to be. When I came in and started wanted to do the Nintendo show, I'm like, oh, I'm fucking tired of listening to these people talk about fucking Kid Icarus and F-Zero. Go away, you damn NES fucking heads.
Yeah, when you had all that hope.
And now I am them.
I was gonna say
I've
exactly. You
just
become
become what
you
I've hated. Exactly.
Hope and pride. That shit went right out the window.
Yep. I'm just like, guys, remember the good old days of the
hate.
game?
Good old days.
Yep.
I've just become what I've hated. Like, fuck,
Yep.
it's time to get some
Become your
N64 games, guys. But I'm still in the Switch. Like I'm still all in the Switch too. So I haven't given up that yet. But you keep letting
Unlike
AAA keep
Delphi.
going this. Like I'm just waiting for Nintendo to like release a Mario game with a battle pass. And I'm like, I'm out. Fuck it. I'm done. You know? That's
Got my
it.
GameCube over here.
Yeah, it's like that's it. Sorry guys. Exiting stage left. This isn't for me anymore.
Yeah. Delvin, when did you realize you were old?
Right now, as I sit and watch my 18-year-old son make goddamn mac and cheese in the kitchen while I'm trying to record a goddamn podcast.
At fucking midnight, making mac and cheese.
Hey, that's legit. I know all about that
Sounds
life.
about right.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That doesn't mean anything about you being old.
Yeah, my son is 18.
I think you knew you were an old
Yeah.
when you white linen to Boys to Men concert. Like that's what
He's got an 18-year-old son. That's old.
18. Yes, old, yeah.
Yeah.
my daughter's 18, and I'm much younger than you.
Donnie, you're old, bud.
Yeah.
You're
But I'm
old.
much younger than him.
Still old.
Let's see. How old are you, Donnie?
48.
You'll never know.
36? 37?
Seven.
Yeah. And you're what, Delvin? You 45? You about to be 45, right? Yeah.
See, how much younger than that?
Right around
45 is
29.
No, you know what, Haley? You don't count. You haven't reached 30 yet. You don't even get to speak to this.
For real. I have sperm older than you.
Oh. 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 Not right when I bring up Delvin Jr. in the comment, too. Like, oh.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Literally, he's right over there.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Is that the tapes you've got?
No, I don't do sperm older tape.
Like, well,
Speaking of sperm,
There he is.
when do we
Screwing
create
your
like
loins.
a kids cast? We just turn this over.
yeah, you came up my balls.
Like it's yours
I mean,
now.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
over
it could be him, and we could leave Haley on it because she's one of the children.
Yes.
It's Haley, Jack, and Delvin Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
PSVG kids cast.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
my kids are not old enough and don't want any parts of this yet.
Don't worry, they will.
Yeah, I can see Hudson. He would love to hear himself talk. He would definitely sit here and ramble about nothing.
Correct.
Yeah, I think
thought
Jack. I don't think Jack would like to.
You also have
Yeah.
Chalfie's son.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we could do it. We could do a kids cast.
We could find a kids cast and make it happen.
Chalfie's son. T's kids. Yeah, we got enough.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Watch that. Like then the network takes off.
It, will
I know,
You get
probably,
like 10,000 listeners. and shit.
it probably would.
They start
real.
tweeting and shit. Shit actually goes places. Does something.
Yeah.
Like motherfuckers. All right.
My son
Stop.
actually has several like videos that like did a lot. Did numbers.
Yeah, it's like it's time to go home. It's time, like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
time to turn this
Go
off.
ahead and wheel us into the old folks.
Yeah,
home.
this
Call it a day.
ain't for us, is it?
Yeah.
It's a young man's game now.
Okay, sure
You got
thing,
the juice
Grandpa.
now, kid.
Sure thing, Grandpa. Let's get you inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Back in my day.
Fucking
Sure thing,
you have
Grandpa.
sperm older than me?
Oh,
Gross.
she's done come back with the comeback.
Yeah, I was like, we said that like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, I had to run to the bathroom, doofus.
What was that damn
I've been
show,
old as hell for a while now because I hate everything. So
That's true.
yeah, get the fuck off my lawn. Like,
Did you see that response? Yeah, you did. That response to the Tekken thing earlier?
yes,
That was some dev
I loved
energy.
it. Oh my
Some
god,
dev
I read
energy,
that
but
whole
never
thing. It was
seen
like,
some.
absolutely.
They're like, why do you interact with this? I interact with this so they don't spread this toxic bullshit. Like
1000%.
that was crazy good.
I loved it. It was great.
Exactly.
Oh, D-Life.
There you go.
Dilfy,
Yeah.
Dilfy, come on,
18-year-old sperm.
bro. Ugh.
Yeah, I just don't like. I don't like you saying it like that.
Walking, talking,
I just don't like it.
making
It just,
mac and cheese. Yeah.
Wow.
nope.
Okay.
Don't like that.
Nope. So Free to Play Joe wants to know: is anybody excited for the Pokemon tomorrow?
No,
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. Wrong show. But he says, are there some third-party games you hope come to Switch? I know Donnie has a list.
Hey, Shadow of War.
It's a bunch of old games. but it's
Condemned, Fear. Like, let's just get the whole fucking
Might as well just
Monolith collection over there.
They should just call it the Monolith collection. Just,
How do they not sell them?
they should have been so.
How do you not like just close it? Why?
because nobody's gonna buy it without the IP.
What if they can take their own IP? Fear and Condemn, like you can keep Lord of the
Condemned
Rings.
was
They don't
dope
own
as
them.
They,
fuck.
they don't even have Lord of the Rings anymore. They can sell them to the people that have the Lord of the Rings license,
Hold on.
Here's the
They
problem:
can't take
nobody
those
remembers
licenses
what
'cause they
Fear
don't
or
own them.
Condemned is, except for y'all.
right? But Tango didn't own that license either, and it happened. Like the world, it could happen.
But also, again,
Let them go independent, like Toys for Bob.
IP.
Let them go independent.
Just take it. Who cares? It's going anywhere. Just take it.
Yeah, who's gonna stop you? Just make a Condemned game. Who the fuck?
Yeah.
Who's gonna stop them?
When's the last time they made a Condemned game? Does anybody
You know what it's
remember
like?
Condemned outside of
No,
YouTube?
the people that work there don't remember Condemned.
I like Condemned.
That's the
Condemned
thing.
was great. Look, this
But
was
I like to say it because it's still real to me. Damn it!
Mm-hmm.
It's the last day at work. People just take all the pencils and shit anyway. Just take a game license. You know,
Getting fired anyway.
I'm taking Fear. Bye.
Yeah, I mean that's why we make LLCs and shit. Look, that's why we make LLCs. You can sue the company. Ain't gonna hurt me at all, but you can sue the company.
Yeah.
Don't call it fear. Call it, afraid.
Scared.
Yeah. Fucking shit. You've done it. Committed. It's not condemned. This is committed. It's a whole different game.
Yeah.
You make that game and it shuts down the studio because nobody buys it because nobody remembers
I'll buy it.
It's not a.
I'll buy it.
2 copies.
Well, you're making it for yourself.
I'll buy
why
3
even sell
copies.
it?
Switch copy, PC copy. Yep, I'll do it. Okay, games we went on Switch ports. Yeah, I mean, look, I think most of the things you're expecting, like all the Japanese
The
games,
hell
right?
has happened?
Those are the bunnies Haley was telling about.
Somebody
Yes,
bringing a sword?
No,
What is happening?
Lucy
This is the damn carnival
very
Haley moved into.
likes to move their dish around.
When they're hungry, they just smash the bowl.
Hey, they get fed twice a day. I fed them twice already.
They're about to get fed
Before I
3
go to bed, I
times a
have-
day if they keep smashing that bowl. I think a lot of the Japanese games I think you could expect are going to come over. I think you'll see Capcom bring all of their games over. I think you'll see Metal Gear show up. Bandai, Atlas. I think all the Metaphor, like any good Japanese game that's come out in the last 4 years that's not on Switch now, I expect you'll see on Switch.
Yeah.
The American stuff, I don't know as much of. I do think we will see a Madden game come to
I was going
Switch
to say,
too.
you got to bring Madden.
I think it would be wise for them to try NCAA as well. I don't know if they'll actually do that, but I do think you'll see at least a Madden. 2K has been a pretty good supporter of the Switch, so I think that'll happen.
Day one.
What are the big third-party games that have come out the last couple of years? Baldur's Gate,
Devil
that
said Jedi
Switch
Survivor. So, yeah.
Jedi, yeah, like
Hold
EA,
on.
like
Hold on. You
that's
should
what I'm
read
expecting.
Dalvin Jr.'s full statement. Jedi Survivor on Switch 2. It will become a bomb.
It will not run well on Switch 2 at all. It don't run well on the consoles. It's all
doesn't
Yeah, it
run
does-
well on
yeah, it
PS5
doesn't run
Pro
well
apparently.
now.
Yeah.
No, it does not.
So stuff like that. I'm expecting a lot of ports of games that have come out recently that just never made it to Switch.
Star Wars Outlaws be good on Switch too.
Will it?
Ubisoft stuff for sure. I can see a lot of Ubisoft stuff.
Ubisoft ports are always
Mirage might be a launch title. Ubisoft's pretty good at having a launch title or 3.
Yeah.
So I'm sure some of those games. Avatar.
Some random ass Rayman game.
Avatar.
On Switch too. I could see it 100%.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like big IP, that sort of stuff. Star Wars makes a lot of sense. Stuff like that.
There you have it. John 32 wants to know: is Nintendo going to be forced to save the gaming industry again?
They're gonna be forced to save me again.
Yeah.
I don't know what they can do about the industry, but they're gonna have to save me.
I mean, they've already saved you. You're back there playing your GameCube and your Wii. They've saved Delvin. He's playing his Super Nintendo, his Nintendo. They've saved
Yep.
you guys. Yeah.
That's true.
I'm about to buy Pokemon on the Super Nintendo.
Nice.
Fuck this. Whatever's happening tomorrow, I don't give a shit. I'll just play Pokemon on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I'm like half interested in maybe Zob, but not really. I'll check it out, but I'm expecting a lot of like anime merchandise. These Pokemon Presents aren't like a video game event.
No, it's
It is a
Pokemon.
Pokemon event.
Yeah.
So they'll have like Pokemon Go or the trading card game updates or some bullshit like, and I just don't care. So like, I'm not like waking up to watch it. Like I'll get the news as it rolls through Eurogamer and Twitter and Wario and stuff, or Blue Sky, X, whatever. I only Blue Sky now, but for whatever reason, I still keep calling Blue Sky Twitter. Like it's all just Twitter to me. Like if you post at a wall, it's Twitter.
And that's how we know you're old as hell.
Blue Sky. It's the skyline.
Well, guess what, Delvin?
What
I'm
is the
gonna prove
tweet
you
of
wrong.
Blue Sky?
Just a skeet.
A ski.
I do that a lot.
What?
Just skeeting everywhere.
Ah,
Jesus.
There's no
Want a
actual
remake
official
of-
term for it.
Need for
Yeah, it's just post.
Half the people call it post, half the people call it skeet. Call it whatever you want. Really.
No, wait, whoa.
calls it a
There's
ski.
people actually call it a skeet?
Yeah. I've heard
That's
that
not
before.
real.
I heard that.
I promise.
Is it like
you-
Skeeter from Doug? Like
No,
SKE?
No. I promise you. Go on Blue Sky right now. Type in Skeet the search bar.
I'm not doing that. I don't want that in my algorithm. I'm not doing that.
Definitely do that.
I'm gonna get Delvin's algorithm. Okay, he says Sky plus tweet. So like
Sometimes mine
SKY?
was pretty goddamn
Like,
good.
how are we
Like
spelling?
A lot of Mexican
Skeet?
stallion.
Skite? Like Skite?
Why you sound like a Nazi said that?
A Nazi? Nazi. I was going for like the 90s. Like Skite? Like that's what I was doing.
Skite? Yo,
How did we get to
You had too much
Nazi?
bass
Why do I
in
gotta be
your voice.
Nazi?
Like,
What do Nazis sound like? Do you mean German? Not all Germans are Nazis, though, right? You get that?
oh no.
they're not anymore.
What do you mean you don't know? Have you never seen David Hasselhoff? Like
Oh no. Sound a little too
Dolph?
Or Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah.
Look, man. The way we're moving into 2025, you never know.
Detlef Schrempf? Hey, I think they're looking at us with that. They're like, what the fuck are those dudes doing?
They're bringing.
We're
back-
them.
Oh,
They think we sound like Nazis.
Maybe. They might be right.
Jesus.
right?
The way I typed out Sky Eat, it sounds like something like Link says when he slashes his sword.
It does.
It's a Sky!
Yeah, it does.
Oh God. I don't even know where we're at anymore.
Oh, that's fine.
John wants to know what's your
It's true to
ideal
life.
PlayStation showcase. Let's give you a 20-minute limit.
Are we supposed to like make games or something?
Apparently, like, what do you want to see at your ideal PlayStation
At
showcase?
this point in the generation and what you guys
Anything.
have been going through,
Show us
I would
actual
like-
games.
2 first-party games to come out within the calendar year of the Direct.
Yes.
Yeah,
Fucking nailed it.
Yes.
there you go. I'll take Donnie's answer.
Yes. Actual games.
You guys are fucking crawling through the desert. Except
I'm
Dev.
Just
Except
you
Dev with
fuckers.
his
I'm
his
great.
one shot glass of water. Like you just need the one game.
I'm good to go. Good to
That's
go.
wild.
I have this last one. I was like,
I feel like Dev back in 1995 was like, I could never get an N64. It doesn't have enough games.
Yeah.
And now in 2024, he's like, I've got enough. I have the one game. I have the one game. I'm good.
One game's good.
I had an N64. I bought it.
I'm just bringing up, like, that was just like a thing back then. People thought it didn't have any games
really
because PlayStation had like 2,000 games
again
because it was just shovelware after shovelware
Loud.
after shovelware.
Some
uninformed.
things never change.
Yeah, facts.
This place has a bunch of goddamn shovelware on
Yeah,
it.
because PlayStation had 2,000 games and Nintendo had like 400.
Yeah, they've got all the Xbox games now. Apparently,
That's you.
Not Fable yet. We'll see.
nobody has Fable yet. Fable ain't coming out. It's gonna get canceled.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Why? It can perfect your recluseness into into your GameCube.
Don't say that. We'll have real problems then.
Wilts?
Yeah, we will.
Oh, it's delayed to 2027.
It's coming out. I have to.
Somebody said on Twitter, somebody, forgive me if you're listening and I forgot. It's one of our listeners. They're like, isn't this like the Miyamoto quote? Like a delayed game, a bad game is bad. But I was like, not when Xbox has mattered.
Oh,
The Xbox delay games for 3 years still come out mid as five. That means nothing.
Yeah,
Makes me wonder.
Have you seen Xbox the last 5 years?
Yeah.
But I've got a lot of faith in Playground. You know, they haven't missed. So
All right. Delvin Jr. wants to know what's the best use of copyrighted music in a video game.
Grab that.
that's a really good question, and that's the first thing my mind went to is like games with like radio stations and stuff.
Yeah.
Mine,
Tony Hawk comes to
mine is
mind.
a toss-up
Yeah.
between Vice City and Tony.
Yeah. I was also going to say like Burnout.
Burnout's pretty good for it too.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Need for Speed Underground.
Yeah.
True
It's
Crime
like games
and
like
Streets of
that.
LA.
It's games and you're like
Games
driving
great.
around.
True
Need
Crime
for
Streets of LA.
Speed Most Wanted, the 2005 version.
I don't remember those old games, Delvin. I've seen them. I never played them. True Crime?
Streets of LA. Oh my god, that game
Great.
is awesome.
To make it for GameCube, I could get it.
You could.
Yeah, you might like it.
Do you think so?
I think you might like it. It's like
Did you
It's
like
really
Sleeping
fun.
Dogs?
I haven't played it either.
You haven't played Sleeping
You should
Dogs?
play that too.
You
Sleeping
should
Dogs.
play
is
that
fantastic.
too.
You need to get Sleeping Dogs and True Crime Streets of LA or Streets of New York.
I played Sleeping Dogs for like an hour. I think when it came to PlayStation Plus one time, but I never I don't know anything about it. And I didn't play it.
It's so good. Like it's
Grand Theft Auto in China. Except
I got a bunch of people trying to get on Shack right now. So I mentioned that I was like, maybe I'll try to play Legends Arceus, maybe. And I had like 6 DMs that were like, please play Arceus. I was like,
hey,
oh,
it's
shit. I've struck a chord.
It's funny you mentioned that because I have to go buy
It's
that
probably
game
a
tomorrow.
minor.
There you go.
I have to go buy that game because it's my best friend's birthday present. So
I was hoping that if I watched the direct and everything, maybe it got me in the Pokemon mood. Maybe that I would be like, all right, let's pop it in and give it a try. I only ever watched Jack play it, and that was enough to tell me I didn't want to play it. So I definitely I judged the whole book by its cover. I don't know. I played this janky ass game called What the Duck 2 weeks ago and had fun with it, and I was like, maybe I'll like that other janky Pokemon game. You know?
It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah. I'm my retro era.
You are, for sure.
So, yeah, we'll just do that.
Snurch says, the old man comment reminds me of the Pepperidge Farms ad campaign. I didn't even realize that was an actual ad campaign. I only remember the
it
Family
was.
Guy thing.
It was. They had
It said,
commercials
can
for
any
it.
of you come up with your own PSVG remembers line?
Remember in 2011 when the PSN went out? Oh, wait. Never mind. That's still happening.
yeah.
PSVG remembers.
Remember when the Oddworld guy told IGN it's time for Nintendo to go make mobile games? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Damn.
Remember an Xbox set off to disrupt and revolutionize the console business? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Oh.
Damn. Remember when we thought Xbox buying Activision was going to make them first party?
How will PlayStation compete? Please help us, regulators. We have to protect them. We have to save PlayStation. Make them sell their cloud business. They can't possibly compete with Xbox and xCloud.
PSVG
What a fucking
remembers.
sham that whole exercise was for 18 months. What a sham.
Indeed.
Oh, looking back on it, what a waste of time.
Do you remember when Donnie told me to move out?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
PSVG remembers. That's what I got. I'm sorry.
That's a good
You
one.
got anything for us, Delvin?
Trying to think.
Remember when Delvin told us he was a rapper? PSVG remembers.
Yeah. Remember when Delvin tried to fake a whole career as an artist formerly known as Gold Coin? PSVG remembers.
Oh man.
Remember when Delvin tried out to be the 5th member of Boyz II Men? PSVG remembers.
I have so many stories. I lived a long life.
Now you have no knee.
No ACL.
Start calling him Delvin One Knee.
Yeah.
What up, One Knee?
Oh. That's got some connotations.
One knee and no back.
Yep. Make your own group.
TPR wants to know which game franchise is the Cleveland Browns of gaming and why? I mean, is it not just Microsoft? They just keep fumbling the bag. They got so much potential. They keep getting the good draft picks.
The Browns don't
Somehow.
have potential.
Just keep
The
Keep
Browns
fumbling the
don't
bag.
have potential.
The Browns
you'll
don't
get
have
a good
potential.
You know
draft
what?
pick and you'll
You know
think.
what it is?
The hard part is, so I wanted to ask you guys this because there's 2 ways that I could think about this. If you're talking about the totality of the Browns from like the 1950s to now, then you're talking about a franchise that was once very good and became like the worst. Or if you're talking about like us, the modern, like us, people are alive, they've just known the Browns to just suck. Like they're still around for some odd reason. They're still here. They still play
they
football
left
for
and came
some
back.
reason. Right. They're still here, but they suck the whole time.
Okay.
So which one of those are we going with? Because if we're going with the latter, my answer is Army Men. I don't know why we've made so many Army Men games.
Oh,
I don't think anybody has ever liked them.
you know what I was gonna say? I was gonna say Oddworld.
Yeah,
I thought of that one too, but Oddworld had some hits.
Your son is banned.
I was thinking
Your
the first
son
one
is
to
banned.
always. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. If you're thinking the totality, BioWare for sure.
If we're talking about once was great, yeah, the Cleveland Browns are in a BioWare-ish situation. Like if they get another one wrong, that might be it. It's time to move.
I was also thinking Halo.
Move them to London or some shit. Sean says Atari.
I mean,
So I was going to say, and I didn't think that one of the things that came into my mind, I don't think it fits, but it definitely came to mind. And Delvin Jr. just hit it. I was thinking Sonic. There are a lot of shitty Sonic games. Like a lot. There's a couple good ones, but there are a lot of bad ones.
That is
like a lot of bad ones. And that is kind of some Cleveland Brown shit. Like we made the playoffs 2 years ago. Every now and again we'll show up and people are like, oh shit, the Browns exist? Like we remind you guys every now and again we're around. But yeah, Sonic and so does go ahead.
I think Sonic's more like, I want to say the Dallas Cowboys. Like they had like Sonic, like the early '90s, Sonic was like the shit. And then like people are still riding that high from way back then. Like Sonic's and like the Cowboys. Like people always talk about the, like every year. People like,
I'll allow it. You've saved it.
Cowboys ain't been good since '96. They're
Yeah.
always around.
They're always
Yeah.
around. People
They're
always
movies
get
and
there.
shit. They still got the pomp and circumstance. There's
Yeah.
yeah.
People keep talking about the Cowboys are elite, and they haven't
Okay.
been elite in like 30
They
years.
get to the playoffs
Good
and
job.
they ain't won. Yeah,
Good job.
I'll give it to you.
There are a lot of game franchises that had like a lot of games.
The Browns, something like Browns. Browns would be
Mass Effect. Good Once Upon a Time. He was the last one. Halo. We
We had an Army Man game in 2017, 2010,
Really?
2008, 2006, 2004, 2002, 4 in 2002, 3 in 2001. No, 6 in 2001.
Were they all on the Wii?
No. PlayStation 2, PlayStation, Game Boy Advance, Xbox, GameCube, DS, mobile. Yeah. There's a lot of these games, and none of them have been any good, right?
I have no idea. I've never played an Army.
They keep making them. Somebody's buying this shit. Monolith Soft can't make a game, but apparently fucking if it was Army Man, they could. Getting these fucking games out somehow.
Assassin's Creed, no.
No.
Delvin Jr., you are banned.
Yeah, definitely not Creed. Creed's way too
Bubsy.
good.
Bubsy was always terrible, yeah. So if you want to do the always bad, Bubsy.
Bubsy. And they keep making Bubsy games for some reason. Like Bubsy keeps like every couple of years, Bubsy comes back like, "What the fuck are you here? We don't like you."
Battlefield?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I mean, yeah, they have not been great.
Always wanting to be their big brother. Always looking up in the division.
Yeah, the
Okay.
best day.
I feel like Battlefield is definitely like the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
Delvin
It's
Jr.
like, Bad
you're
Company was
fucking,
great, right?
It was. Bad Company is very good.
You're fucking smoking something if you think Assassin's Creed deserves to be up
I
there.
love how Haley just entered the chat like 5 minutes. Haley, are you high? Have you had some of these drinks?
yeah.
Like Haley was like, wait a second. That thing you guys talked about 7 minutes ago. I'd like to comment on that.
Haley's running out of steam is what's happening.
We could tell. Is Bad Company on Steam? Like, can I play Bad Company?
Didn't it get delisted?
I think it did.
Motherfuckers. Sean, is it on Xbox? Can I play Bad Company on my Xbox?
I think it is.
Is it an EA Play or whatever?
Might
No, it's
be
not EA
a.
Play.
Oh,
Is it on GOG?
Dang, he never came to PC. doesn't
Bad
it?
Company. Bad Company 2 is on GOG.
There you go.
Looks like Bad Company.
Oh,
2 is
no,
on
it's not.
Steam,
It's a
too.
forum.
oh wow! You played one game and it
It's a
bored
link.
me.
Bad Company
There's a
2 is on
whole
Steam.
litany of games to play.
I just typed in Bad Company and nothing came up.
Yeah.
Battlefield Bad Company 2. It just popped up. Oh,
Also,
wait,
a game boring
no longer
you doesn't mean
available
it's
on
a
the
bad
Steam
game.
store. It popped up, but it's no longer available.
Damn. I need backwards compatibility to save me.
You're
Guess
right,
what,
Myra.
Delvin Jr., you bored me. How about that? I listened to Delvin Jr. in the chat once, and it bored me.
See? There you go.
Valhalla's amazing. How dare you? You're the reason why our game industry's failing.
Yes, he is. He literally
You
plays
and my
Fortnite.
son.
All right. Final question comes from Sean in a serious note. Because today is the anniversary of Bobby's passing. What are your favorite memories of the late, great Nintendo guru? I don't have any.
I don't either.
Listened to him podcasts. I only know of him.
Yeah,
from
I
Sean
only,
and
I
Donnie's
only know of
mention
him
of Jeff.
from Sean. So
I got
I have
nothing.
several. You want to
What's
go
your
first,
tail?
Donnie? Want me to go?
Hey, you can go. I mean, I don't know if I have one particular one to point out. I've got, like you said, you've got several. I mean, Bobby, man, I really enjoyed, I would say, to use a word, sparring with Bobby. We had a really fun kind of antagonistic back and forth with our arguments and our banter. And I always felt like I really needed to be on my game whenever I wanted to talk to Bobby, because Bobby would always bring me in for some pointed segments. Usually when I'd said something he disagreed with on Shaq, he'd invite me over to talk to him about it and make me defend it. He did that to me after we did our call-in podcast. I made fun of him. There was this one time I love teasing about it. There was this one time that he got on one of these Switch car racer games, and it was called Gear Club, I think is what it was. And he was like, this could be the Switch's Forza. And he would always say these things. And that's why him and Sean were so great together, because Sean would be like me, be like, you can't just say that. like you can't just take this ass game and compare it to Forza. So I really enjoyed that mostly. That's how we got started. We kind of got started like that. I'd say almost like rivals. And then that really turned into like a friendship. And I did really enjoy that. We talked a lot about like how to do this. He taught me a lot about how to do things. He shared a lot of information with me about streaming and podcasting and all that. A lot of stuff I never really chased down that rabbit with him, because he was in it to win. Like he wanted to do this. This is what he wanted to do. He wanted to be like a YouTube influencer for a living, but he was always open to share and talk about it. I bring it up a lot when we've talked about Bobby in the past. He shared a lot of his, I want to say, just close thoughts about a lot of the kind of circles that we both ran in back then, especially the Nintendo space, and how certain people felt about each other. I have a lot of those DMs from him. So it was interesting to see the fallout, how certain people reacted to it. There's definitely a lot of people, trying to clout chase maybe a little bit off of Bobby's name, that Bobby kind of hated. So like it was almost like kind of like a joke that kept going, which is like kind of funny. He was great for Shaq. Like I said, I'll never forget Breath of the Wild release. We had so many great Breath of the Wild like retrospectives and deep dives. Whenever I think about Bobby and I want to listen to him again, that's like the first thing comes to mind, is I can like go pick out one of those Breath of the Wild episodes, because we would go so deep on Zelda lore and Zelda stuff. It was great. We fought. It's another thing I bring in. Sean and I did that. We fought at one time. We were at odds. And I only say that to say this. A lot of times, especially for boys, I would guess. I don't know. Haley, tell me if I'm wrong on this one. But for a lot of times with boys, you kind of got to fight before you can become friends. Become better friends after it. And I think...
I don't know because I wasn't a typical boy when I was a kid, so I never acted
Sure.
that way.
Sure.
So
I didn't think about that, but yeah.
no,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
best friends I
like
fought.
with girls and making
Most
friends.
of my best friends I've punched. You know, like you got to go there sometimes.
I've been punched exactly once. It's not fun. Don't recommend.
Oh, I've been punched hundreds of times.
So many times.
Yeah.
So many times.
Okay. Well, Delvin knows who I've been punched by.
But yeah, so like I forgot, like we went through a lot in, I would say, a short amount of time. It was several years, but we went through a lot. And when we came out on the back end, the thing that gives me a lot of solace is that we were in a really good place before he got sick. And my lasting memory, honestly, the last conversation that I had with him, I used to feel bad after everything fell through, because honestly, like only because I felt like maybe I should have tried harder. But at the end of it, having some time to process this, I feel really good about it, because towards the end there, when COVID was really ramping up and the world was losing its mind and everything, I felt like Bobby was maybe slightly misinformed on the science and stuff and what was going on out there. And you guys know, and maybe our listeners have been around and maybe they remember, like, I do emergency management and I've done pandemic planning for 20 years. Like, we've been planning for these things to happen. So I felt uniquely qualified, and we had some real heart-to-hearts there where I was like, hey man, like, I know why you're thinking this and this, and I've got this to counter. I was like, but just, I care about you, dude. Like, be safe. Like, it's no joke. Here's what I'm doing because of this. Like, here's how this is affecting me and my job and stuff. And it's just trying to, share some awareness. And he was very receptive to it. He wasn't telling me, it wasn't like what we were seeing on the news. It wasn't like I believe this and you believe that and we're opposed. It wasn't that. It was honestly, it was like, it was his need for understanding. Like, he just needed more information and he wasn't getting it, so that was my last conversations with Bobby. It was a lot too, because it was like a 3-week period, because he was saying the stuff on, and I know Sean remembers, I think it was with Sean. He was like, I'm going to keep going to work. I don't want to wear a mask, stuff that everybody else is saying, like, he wasn't alone. There's millions of them. But when I talked to him, he was open and receptive, especially when you started bringing facts. And I'll never forget the thing that as Sean says in the chat, I often wonder if Bobby would have got the vaccine. Me too. That's kind of where I'm going with this, is if he had just been able to hold out a little longer. Like, one of the things I remember he said was, he was like, this has never been shown to work. Like, this is not a real thing. Like, the whole social distancing and isolation thing. He's like, this is like a made up thing. We don't know if it's going to work or not. That was a common thing that you were being seen, like, politicized and stuff at the time. But it's not true. It has worked. It's worked several times over history. Most notably during the Spanish flu, especially in places like Pittsburgh and Philadelphia and stuff. So I shared that with him, and I shared the statistics, and like, here's how it changed. Here's how many people saved in these areas versus the other areas. And he was like, holy shit. So like, it was just a really good, productive back and forth. And I like to think that maybe it at least did some good. Maybe he thought to, grab the sanitizer on the way through the door or something. But it was a tough time. We lost like a true force in the Nintendo sphere. Seriously. I mean, the shit that he had going on, he had his Breaking Bells thing going on. Like, he did so many things that like blew up, that popped off. Like I said, he was in it to win it, and he was winning. The man was a machine. Fucking streams every day, 3 or 4 podcasts a week. I mean, he put us all to shame. It was crazy. So, I miss him.
Yeah. There was a point in time where I used to talk to Bobby like every day, like legit every day. Like, we text each other all day, every day. We conversate, because me and Bobby had this kind of like, like, we were like 2 old uncles. Like, we would just talk about stuff like boxing and sports, and we tell like wild stories. Because we grew up around the same time, me being from Miami, even before he's at. We grew up around the same time, that same era. So we'd always have conversations about stuff like that, and just talk about anything. And the good thing about me and Bobby was we never felt like we had to bite our tongue, or
Yeah, no,
anything
he
like
wasn't that guy at all.
Yeah.
He just fucking let it loose. He pulled no
Yeah.
punches.
So we'd always just talk to each other like that. And it was just like, like brothers, like two older brothers talking to each other like around the same age. And we had this kind of really unique bond where, like I said, we just talk every day about all kinds of stuff. Like we both was like big boxing fans. We loved Mike Tyson, so we would talk about those fights and stuff like that. And I'm going through like one of the reasons why I don't get rid of Twitter is because I have all these conversations with Bobby there that I can just go back to and just read and remember where we were at back then, like what we were talking about. And it's just, I hold that deep in my heart because there was just so many moments that we had that we like bonded over. Like even like, I don't think I ever told anybody this, but when I first found out I was getting a divorce, Bobby was like one of the first people I talked to. He was one of the first people I had a conversation with. We had a long conversation about the divorce and about what to do and stuff like that. And it was, it was hard. It was hard, like, coming to terms with that. And Bobby was an integral part of helping me getting through that. And, we talked all the time when everything was going on, when all the protests and stuff was going on and stuff. Bobby was always the one who would message me like, hey, you good? Everything okay over there? And he would always, like, randomly, he would just like message me like, hey, I love you, man. Just know that everything's gonna be okay. I love you. If you need anything, I got you. And I messaged him back like randomly throughout the day, like, I love you, Bobby. And I missed that. And he'd always randomly just message me about like Sean and how much he cares about Sean, like how he hate.
And you guys have such a loving relationship. It was really kind of, it's a lot of shit talk.
Yeah,
like Bobby would just, it's more like us. Bobby would just hit me with something. He'd send me links to a video, be like, can you believe this shit? Look at this bullshit this person's like.
We had that too.
Okay, it's like, I got a lot of that.
But ours was more like, I can't believe this cocksucker said this shit.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I have, like, if I go to my DMs, I have pages of that shit. Like, it was just kind of a back and forth for like 2 years. It was like a constant flow that would just kind of keep happening.
And then he would message me about something. Like if somebody made him mad, like if he felt like somebody disrespected Sean completely, he would hit me up.
Yeah, I got a lot of that.
Yeah, then we'd have to.
It made me, it's easy to just like, it's like that doom scrolling. It's easy to fall into that and just talk shit. I'm sure everybody does that, right? Everybody's got a friend to do that with. It made me feel good at the end because I would never claim to be like Bobby and I were. We weren't like brothers or we weren't super close. Definitely not as close as him and Sean were. I'd never make that case. But I do feel like I felt like a genuine appreciation knowing like where I was with Bobby compared to like a lot of the other people that I think were tweeting and stuff, I think there's a lot of people that never really knew Bobby. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that either. Some people, like you're saying, this cocksucker, and then some people Bobby really didn't like.
Bobby,
he had a lot of those.
Bobby used to call me to be like, "Hey, we can just podcast just to hang out." Like we ain't got to talk about
we did that. I remember one time I got like Dairy Queen was hanging out with a podcast with him. I used to do that with him a lot. Honestly, I kind of do that with Sean now. He's not always on like Twitch and stuff, but like Sean routinely has like streams like in their Discord, and I just go and sit on the phone with him. I just go sit into the chat and just hang. I used to do it with Bobby a lot. He would be streaming and I would just be in the chat, or usually when I was in the chat, he'd drop me a link and I would just sit on the call. He'd be streaming and you would hear me over the headphones. I'd just kind of be hanging out. He made fun of me about Animal Crossing. He was so upset that I wasn't Animal Crossing. I made fun. I was like him and Caroline and Bex probably just hate. I was like, dude, I don't want to fucking build houses, man. Like, you're good. I gotta get you a Breaking Bells. Like, I don't want to be a Breaking Bells. It was funny stuff like that. But I miss having. It was just a really, at that moment, like post Switch, the Switch wave was so high. It was a lot of fun working on Switch stuff. Like talking, programming, covering events. They'd be like, all right, we're streaming, and I want to go see what Sean's streaming. I want to go see what Bobby's streaming, like bouncing around, like being that little circle. That was really fun for a time. And not that I don't mind. Like, I love where Shaq is, and I like our trio and stuff. It's just a different energy. It just felt like back then we were pushing a lot harder. Like now, I'm not pushing it all. I'm falling backwards. It's honest. It's like I've fallen off the wagon. It's like part of me is like, I wonder if I'd be better at this if Bobby was still here, because he kind of drove that. And I haven't felt that way in years.
I will put it this way. If Bobby was here now, he probably would fit on this show.
Yeah.
As good as us three.
Yeah. No, I actually think
he would fit in perfectly on this show.
Yeah. He probably would like this. Yeah, I do think he might like play some video games.
Yeah. This would
because we just kind of fuck around.
Yeah.
Talk about basketball for a fucking hour.
Or
He would love to talk about the Redeem team versus the Retreat team.
Yes.
So,
Well, that was a great segment. Wish I knew him. Just was not in the Nintendo sphere, so it just never came across, my feeds or anything. So,
yeah.
But it seems like he was an amazing guy who really helped and just touched a lot of people. So, good stuff. Good stuff.
It's interesting being in this space of Twitter and podcasting and all the amazing people you meet. And I think the hardest part is the amazing people you lose, like Gabe and Bobby. It's like,
Gabe is devastating.
Yeah.
And so Gabe and I weren't that close either. We're not super close. I think both of you were closer to Gabe than I was.
Yeah.
But the thing that hurts with Gabe, and it's a part of it, the same with Bobby. Like the thing that hurts with Bobby is he was on it. Like he was doing stuff. He was his channel, his brand, whatever you want. Like that was working. It was going somewhere.
Yeah.
And he put in that work, that equity, that sweat that we didn't. And like he could have done something. Gabe touched so many people.
Mm-hmm.
Like their podcast was that they are that popular, and like in even outside of the pod, like honestly, with Gabe, the content doesn't even matter. Gabe was such a good person,
Yeah.
so much better than I am as a person, so much better than most people I've ever met as people. As like he was like a model citizen, an amazing like symbol. If you've ever met Gabe, you know that like he's an incredible person.
yes.
It feels wrong that of all the people, he's gone.
Gabe,
That doesn't feel right at all. That's the part that's like, dude, fucking really? I got to deal with these fucking people I see on the news every day, but Gabe, like that shit doesn't feel fair at all.
Gabe went on Kind of Funny and shouted us out.
Yeah.
I forgot
have to do
about that.
He didn't have to do
Forgot all about that.
Just out the blue.
He
Somebody
did.
called like, hey, Gabe's shouting you out on Kind of like, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got the same thing. Like you got.
I forgot. Yeah, no, I remember now. I forgot all. You're right. He just, he never talked. He never told us he was doing that, but I remember. Yeah.
I was watching live when he did that. Like he straight up just shouted, like out of nowhere. So
I'll always regret not going to one of their like centennial shows, but I am happy that I did get to actually meet him and hang out with him at E3. They all came down here. But, man.
I did. We did. We did the trip. I did the thing. It was a blast. One of our first episodes we recorded from the printing room at the hotel I was staying at Married to the Games 2 or 3, 4. I don't know which one I was at, but one of them I was at. I met people. I'll never forget them. I had a picture of everybody in the window behind me.
Mm-hmm.
That was again a whole time like the Married to the scene. Before social and everything took off, that was a whole. I mean, that's where all of this comes from.
Yeah.
That's how I know Sean. That's how I met Bobby. That's how I met you guys. That's how I met half the people that started this network. Like that's where it all comes from. Just shotgunned
So crazy.
a bunch of strangers
Yep.
into a podcast. But Gabe feels unfair.
Yeah.
How does it happen to the best people, the people that can do good, the people that do good in the world?
Yep. They're like, you're too good for this world. Let me get you out.
Right. It's like you've leveled up. Like you did it. Like Gabe is evolving. Dun 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 dun. That's exactly what it feels like. It's like you left me with all these fuckers.
Yeah.
The people I have to deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
The thing that I love most about Gabe, just on our personal level, is Gabe and I really had honestly a very strong similar gaming footprint. And as I've mentioned today and about fucking Atomfall and Redfall and shit. Like, that's not something I genuinely find with other people. It's rare that I find so many people that like a bunch of the same games I do. I often feel like I'm on the outs. So Gabe and I always had, kind of like you were talking about, Delvin, with Bobby, Gabe and I always had a running text chain that was just gaming centric. We were like gaming buddies. And he would just be, hey, have you checked out this indie game? I think you'd like it. I'd be like, hey, Gabe, have you seen this golf game? I think you'd like it. Like, it's just like, I got years of that with Gabe, just back and forth. And, you know, Gabe knows me and my philosophy. And, you know, like I bring it up all the time with Gabe. I have mad respect for Gabe because I've done the Christian thing a bit. My aunt, when I was staying with her, she sent me to Christian camps and I went through the whole indoctrination and outside the other. So I've seen it. I know what it's like. I never once, not one time, did I ever have to have anything like that with Gabe or anything. Yeah. Gabe understood where I was. He respected it, and that was it. And I have so much respect for him because so many people that are in that line of work, that life, that doesn't happen. And it wasn't even a thing. Like, it didn't even need to be addressed once. Like, he just got it. And we did our thing, and I love him for it. Like, mad respect for it. It always stands out to me.
He led by example.
He did. Yeah. He did. Like, he didn't have to preach. You're absolutely right. He just was.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good dude.
1000%. 1000%. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. This was a great retrospective on Gabe and Bobby.
Yeah.
Great little way to end this show.
If we remain Nintendo, man. Cup of Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, play some video games.
Nobody's sleeping in the middle of the bed. The middle of the bed is only where you do the business. But when everybody's ready to sleep, it's the side of the bed that can't be beat. It's the middle of the bed where lovers meet. But when it comes time to slumber, it's the edges. Ooh, 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 the edges.